Cool. If that red light is meant to be believed, we are actually live. We are live on a Tuesday, a little later than usual. We usually come on Tuesdays nights, and we actually have my guest, by the way. My name is Harry. Welcome to another exciting edition of Low Key WAL, the most streaming show on the WAL network so far this month, anyways. I actually have been Grace, who's going to hang out with me while I try to pester the other people of the Low Key WAL crew to come out and help tailgate. I got Chris Mangle with us.
Well, it's not often they have a girl cornered. There's a live girl in their video game chat, so I get it.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Not that Paul's going to do anything about it.
Oh,
I mean, we've tried to set this guy up with like women who are perfect for him, and he just can't get it. It's very sad.
Well, this girl is taken. Okay, all right. She does game though. But
is it your wife?
No. Can't get my wife to jump into Discord for some reason. She won't do it. I don't know why.
Well, I've got to jump out real quick because I've got a situation going on. I'll be back in a second. So you do your thing before I interrupt.
That's pretty fun. So now I've got everyone else here, at least by myself, as I stream live. You guys also, if you guys are watching, you guys could please come over to our other site that we're doing a test run on, is lowkeywall.com. If you'd like, you could come over here, go to that site, because I'm technically also streaming there too. It is like I said, like one thing that I've been doing for Low Key WAL is setting it up so we could, it's basically the R&D section of Reload Server Network. So I like the idea of having somewhere else for stream to, just in case, Mama Susan, Papa Mark, or evil overlord Jeff Bezos says we can't stream on their stuff anymore. We got another session ready to go. We're sitting there reviewing it. We're making sure I'm over here watching the details, making sure that server's running. So it's a good test run on what's going on. At least, so you guys understand what we're doing in the background. We're not sitting on our laurels waiting to get banned. We are, kind of working on things, testing it out. Oh, got a bunch of actual viewers this time. Yeah, well, like I said, I like watching the utility function on it. Let's see if I can try to. I sent the message and the word out to everyone else to come jump in, and also put the link in the chat. So everyone on the WAL crew, if they did want to jump in, the link's there. I sent it there. So if you wanted to jump in, feel free. It's there. Don't think I didn't share it because I put it in the wrong spot. Nope. Shared it so you can jump in. You want to jump in? Jump in. Have some fun. Angle did. Yeah. I'm telling them to come play. Well, because we're tailgating a little bit on the State of the Union address, which comes on Tuesday, which is usually our Tuesday night thing where we're sitting here playing video games. But it's usual Tuesday night when, if you're on Twitch, you're watching us sit there and go like, shoot lasers and play video games, stuff like that. But instead, we're here. We're tailgating. We're doing this thing. So, is your podcast bunker safe? Is it bunker safe? I would. The comments from Jeremiah is the bunkers. Yeah, is your podcast bunker safe? Yeah. Well, like I said, some of the sites aren't, but the other one is the one I set up. So the one piece of software I'm using is called OwnCast. It's a really cool piece of kit that I discovered playing up online. It allows you to do like a easy one-click install of this piece of software that allows you to start streaming in a few minutes. So like this site went from just nothing, just fictional sheet of paper, written out of notes of what I planned on doing, to streaming in a matter of, now could it be better? Could it be set up better? Could it be match colors? Yeah, I can sit there and done all that. But I don't do that. That's Spangle work. Okay. All right. I play video games and stuff like that. Let's see what else. The automatic captions are literally nothing close to what you're saying, but there's captions. What's like got captions?
I think you're not on. No, I'm not on my mic, but I know you're not on your mic.
Is my mic not coming through?
I don't think so. I think you're.
I don't know.
it sounds like you're on your computer too.
Oof. Hold on, let me check.
All right, can you hear me? How do I sound?
Yeah, I think you sound okay.
All right. How about now?
Oh yeah, for some reason, it defaulted back to my. Oh my god, why does it do that? I think that'd be like my only anger thing about StreamYard is for some reason it does that whole like microphone jump. So yeah, it went back to this thing, which I should have noticed because it was glowing red.
Yeah. So what do you think's going on in Ukraine? You never get a chance to talk on the show.
What? Like
let's hear the Harry Price perspective. What do you think's happening? Is this all the deep state? Is this the beginning of the great takeover? Is this the beginning of World War III?
I don't think this is going to be the beginning of World War III because of the precarious time and like where like this thing whole jumped off. Like everyone's like, oh yeah, Russia's going to get tag team with this and all these things going to get drugged off. I think the only way this is going to get made into World War III if miscommunications during this fog of war out there, like if something happens while everyone's doing going to scrambling stuff like that, and Belarus accidentally marches into the wrong country, that's about or like someone's flying overhead and they think something else is happening and a misfire right that way. I think China is in a bad precarious place. Like I think they will try to say they will soft power capitulate. Like, yes, we support Russia and they won't stop trade, but they won't do anything like full-fledged like we're sending troops or doing things like that. They can't do that right now. Like I said on the podcast, is that Xi Jinping is trying to wrap together on being still dictator for life. He hasn't claimed that title yet, and going and the Olympics wasn't that bing bang of success that he needed, which the first Olympics that was there, which those the first Summers Olympics that he used to rise to power. That was done so well with such polish. He rose that to power, and this one wasn't. So he's kind of.
Well, I remember asking you about Russia and Ukraine, and then you veered off into China. And Trisha pointed this out hilariously that you talk shit about the Chinese every single episode, and it is true. But here's the thing: like, China has been underwhelmingly supportive, and I think they saw how hard the world is going. Like, Biden's kind of nowhere. This will be really, I wonder if he has just not spoken out over the last week as much as he could, because he's going to do it tonight. But the Europeans, I saw an article today on foreignpolicy.com saying this is the Europeans 9/11 as they wake up to the realization that hard power exists and they're vulnerable and the Americans are not coming to save them. I think that's fair, but I will say that I woke up if I look and sound tired, it's because I woke up at 4 a.m. this morning. It's 8 p.m. Eastern. And so I was watching the European Union Parliament, and the president of the parliament was giving a speech. And it was exactly like a pre-9/11 in America war speech. And it was, you should go find it on YouTube and just watch it, because it really felt like Europe is ready to mobilize. And as a middle-aged man who has a degree basically in Hitler documentaries with a minor in Dan Carlin World War I history podcast, like, I don't know if I'm okay with the Germans arming and then marching across Poland to fight Russians. Like, allegedly. I've seen this one, Harry. I've seen this one.
Yeah, hopefully going to go fight Russians. Yeah, and that's the one thing also, like, which I think it's also a good wake-up call for one of the people in Europe to understand that, the United States, they're like the states are supposedly supposed to be different country, like little countries and stuff like that, but they're not. They're part of one gigantic federation called the United States. They've unified as one country. They work together. Europe really doesn't have that, and EU's fairly they've not really used that very well to their advantage in the EU. Every country basically kept a lot of their their culture, and they've almost solidified even more so. They just kind of use it as an excuse to move between countries, and they've also have enacted policies and has to basically gone very fat on the idea of we can sit back on our laurels because
America does jump in and gets all the things from it. I talk about when I say things about China, I also want to clarify that I'm talking about the CCP. The Chinese people, Chinese culture, that stuff is amazing. The CCP, the Communist Party that controls China, that puts it in the dictatorship, they're the bastards. I hate them. Okay.
Yeah, doesn't it feel that like there's a big shift with this where, and I don't think it's just because they're white and Christian. I think it's because society has changed a lot as a result of Iraq, our society in some ways. Like, I have not seen any ill will towards the Russian people or Russian soldiers even. Now it's early. And what people need to realize is that we're a week into this, and by week 3, 4, 5, everything's going to be different. The scale of the war is going to be different. The scale of the propaganda from both sides will be different. You will have Team Red and Team Blue will have picked out their positions. That's already happening. You know, Team Blue is, if you aren't, silence is violence. If you're not with Ukraine, then you're a war criminal yourself and a Russian asset. Yep. And then Team Red is, nothing you see is real. It's probably not even happening. I bet it's America bombing them. You know, Putin isn't doing anything wrong. That's only going to intensify. But what I have seen consistently is people feeling sympathy for Russians, for the Russian people. I mean, I watched something last night on the sanctions that they're getting hit with, and they lost 30% of their savings yesterday. They can't import anything with a semiconductor or a chip. Harry would slit his wrists.
Yeah, and that's 30% on top of like the inflation they were already been
because of the pandemic.
Because of the pandemic, yes, yep.
If you so like I mentioned, the Russians that I met on my honeymoon on the show, they're not political. And when we tried to talk politics, they're like, we really don't want to talk about it. We ignore it. We just want to live our lives. Our income is better than 10 years ago. They're like Americans. They don't pay attention. And so when you wake up one day and you know, that's where I look at sanctions and I go, everybody, it's a form of economic warfare, because what you're trying to do is implement regime change by making the middle class so poor that they rise up and overthrow their government, which is violence in and of itself.
Correct.
And, you know, they can't fly. They can't do all this. Now, like I said on Sunday, the Russian people are responsible for Putin, whether we all want to admit it or not. But, you know, and shout out to the Libertarian Party of Russia, by the way, for getting arrested in peace protests. They've got an Instagram. You can find it on the Weird Libertarians Instagram where we shared it, but working on an interview if it's wise and safe to do. So, but yeah, I mean, Harry, I don't know what you've seen, but everybody I've seen is just like, I feel bad for the Russians. I feel bad for these Russian soldiers that have no idea that they were going to fight a war that got bamboozled. I feel, you know, like, whereas 9/11, it was like, you know, kill the shit out of all of them. It doesn't matter who, you know, if they're in the country, kill them. So,
well, it's also the time and place that it came up to. That time, the new media or media in general that was on the internet that was talking about different things, have different opinions, it was still fairly new, you know.
You barely had blogs.
Right. We barely had blogs at this point. This way, like I said, you may have not liked Trump as a president, which I sure did not. Okay. I did not like Trump as a president, but the best thing he did, the best thing that Trump ever did, was that he made people wake up and start paying attention. They paid attention to the news. They understood what was going on. They probably didn't get into politics, but at least watched the news and everything was talking about it. And
well, they listened to shows like ours. Yeah.
Yeah.
The other good thing that he did is he introduced a vein of non-interventionism to the right.
Yes.
I mean, it's because now in all these, even in the Libertarian Party, you have now, like, I've seen pro-war people for either side. Like, I don't know how you can go out and simp for Putin. But I told you all about him. But, you know, do you think video games play a role in this? Like, you run into Russians in video game chat rooms and around the internet, and, you know, you run into like people from other cultures. I assume you do. I don't play video games, but I've heard several people say like, oh, I play with Ukrainians and Russians all the time. Like, they're the best people. We have so much fun. We get along. We talk. Do you think that infrastructure has anything to do with kind of the softening toward, like, like you're right, new media, video games, we
Mhm.
interact with each other more. So we're not listening to the single media state.
Correct. Yeah. Yes. But the Russians are known to be like in like especially first person shooter games and certain like games like this. It's the other like gigantic block out there besides like Koreans. You know, when people come to like, oh, the Koreans and the Russians are on, because like it's that different time span that if you get on a different time of night, like they're going to be a bunch of Russians on the server, and they play games a little differently than we do. They're a little bit more cutthroat, but we talk, we still interact with each other. You know, not that most Americans speak like Russian. A lot of them speak English, you know, and understand and consume our media. So they, you know, I think those interactions like that, because there's probably some people that, which I've noticed too, that the difference when we bump on some of my games, it's like usually at, you know, like 2 a.m. stuff like that. There's tons of different people on from like that side of the European servers. Nothing, free game, free and open. You know,
Right
there's
now,
some people,
you're saying now?
yeah. There's not. I want to say like you're sitting on a server, you're not getting any queues, but it's more of it's not like it used to be. You know, especially you can tell like, you know, that these countries right here and not let them on.
Well, that happened with Reagan's VIP kid. So she was teaching Chinese kids English overnight, and in October she got fired because they took it down because, oh, well, the kids are working too hard, and these kids do work like way too hard, but in reality, it was just a way to keep her from interacting with Chinese kids, so these kids wouldn't interact with Americans. You know, yeah, and you know, on Instagram, for instance, that Russian couple, they've made posts about anti-war posts, and I've just made comments like, "Hey, Americans are not mad at you. We love the Russians. Where we feel sad for you. We are praying for you to be liberated and for peace. Just know that." And it got a bunch of likes from her Russian friends who did Google Translate on the message. Imagine if we had that, 30 years ago, where the people that you're propagandized to hate and have bloodthirst towards, and the Hun, right, in World War I, like that's really bad for the state when you're trying to like propagandize people into hating another culture, and you have Instagram with them. Google Translate.
Exactly. It's now like the worst thing we could have is a war, but like imagine the Christmas Day armistice, but instead of that we all stopped it, because it was like it's a special like yesterday was festival and Animal Crossing. Everyone stop, we're playing this game today. No, whoa, we all want this loot, we all want this special gun. Let's all get in CS right now. Let's go get this. Let's stop. We're playing this game right now. We're all no shooting. We all want this gun.
I don't know what you're talking about, but it's your show, so what can I do?
Well, the World War I Christmas Day armistice, right?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. I was gonna say everybody does, but most people are like World War I. There was a second one.
In the First World War, that Christmas Day piece, they came out of the trenches and played. Sabaton had a very great song about that day, and it was an amazing, or you listen to Eddie Sabaton, just teaches you, about World War I, World War II. But anyways, I just, it's the same thing can probably happen in this type of like gaming era here. Like, hey, we want to play this game. We know this thing. Like, hey, this person's shooting at me. I know this person's called. Like, I heard this person before. I know who the heck this is. This is not a bad person. And yeah, I think the more the world is connected, I think, we don't see something. That's why this is also so shocking, but like the people out in this world exist. People do things like this, those arms are like that. And that's half the reason why you gotta, where missteps happened before this. And yeah. But I don't understand, but my main thing is I just don't understand what the end game is going to be. Because if Russia leaves Ukraine, how do you feel if you're in Ukraine? How do you feel? You get your country back. You bought off the Russians. Now what are you going to do?
This is the dumbest move in geopolitical history.
Right.
Like if your goal was, Putin goes back to this famous speech he gave in 2007 at the Munich Security Conference where he talked about spheres of influence. and he feels that maybe they shouldn't like be absorbed by Russia, but he feels that the countries on his border should be controlled by him. It's a very Pax Americana, or not Pax Americana, Manifest Destiny, where Americans have felt that they should control all the countries in our hemisphere. And he feels that he has that right with Eastern Europe. And so if Ukraine is teetering between your sphere of influence and the Western sphere of influence, what better way to get those people to like you than to blow up children's hospitals and orphanages and metro stations? Like it doesn't make any sense from if you go back a couple days. Sorry, Rimzo's face threw me off.
I heard blowing up buildings and I was like, I need to know what's happening.
When I said blowing up orphanages, you popped on and your nips got hard.
Why are you trying to make me look bad in the first couple seconds? See what he does to divide us, Harry? Ginger menace.
The white man always keeping the races separate here, I guess.
And he keeps trying to increase the number of gingers on the network. You notice that, Remzo? You notice
keep
that?
him in check.
I was just saying, Rimzo, like if your goal is to keep Ukraine in your sphere of influence, pissing them off and pushing them into NATO is a pretty dumb way to go about like war.
You've obviously never read Art of the Pimp by Dennis Hoff,
which I'm guessing Putin wrote the foreword, right?
Essentially.
I don't know.
I mean, if you can't get it, and it's already horrible that I have to preface with, I'm not defending Putin, but I mean,
Okay.
I would like to get your thoughts on this. It's like, if you can't be friends, you might as well be a manageable enemy. You think that would be something that's a realistic mindset that he would have into this? It's like, if I can't have you, nobody can have you type of thing.
Well, I do agree with that. Like, if you're not going to go with me, I'm going to come in, I'm going to obliterate your country and weaken you significantly, and then negotiate peace, get Crimea and get my two regions and get you disarmed one way or the other.
Yeah.
Those are his peace. Like, he goes in hard and then he says, I want these other two pieces of territory and ratify Crimea. Give me these as a negotiating tactic, because he doesn't really care what the rest of the world thinks about him.
Yeah.
Like, he wants them as an enemy. That's how he stays popular at home.
Right. But what's the end game? Like, let's say hypothetically, Russia loses. Russia loses and doesn't captures Ukraine, right? They have to back up and they move right back into Ukraine, right? So, all right, what does Ukraine do? What's your next move? You become the biggest war buyer in Europe.
When you watch,
and you scare everyone else around you because, like, we don't civilian ownership of tanks. Nah, man, we're just.
Yeah, I mean, if the Second Amendment argument is dead, could you imagine if somebody tried to I think it was Caleb and Brian. I was having a conversation with them. Like, could you imagine if somebody tried to invade America? Like, these people are holding them off with Molotov cocktails and AK-47.
I wish a motherfucker would try.
Right?
AK-47s that they're not used to. These are weapons they're not used to. They're not like, oh no, I've been with this for 10 years. I've customized the bore. I've been practicing with this AK-47. This one's mine.
The second largest army is getting their ass kicked by a bunch of soccer dads who've had a day of training.
Yeah. Like,
imagine if they came into America with all these gun clubs and, the gun ownership that we have. Like, these people in red states, you guys in blue states don't understand. They have shit you can't even fathom.
Yeah, it's one of those stay calm and buy more Tannerite.
Right.
I was at Cabela's this weekend, like literally storing up on emergency food supply, and I bought the last 2-week containers. And as I was walking out, you would have thought that people were prepping for Red Dawn, because it was not like overalls and fishing lures in the shopping carts. It was guns, crates, and food. And I was just like, it's like, they're almost frothing at the mouth, rewatching Red Dawn. It's like, this is one of those few moments where I've just been like, okay, like another chapter in Revelations occurred. I should probably go get the emergency food supply now, because I didn't let anything else convince me the last couple of years. Speaking of the Soviet Union, Reinhold, how old were you when Red Dawn came out in theaters?
30, right?
Oh yeah, it was.
He was the director of cinematography.
No, I was trying to think. Probably like 19, if I remember right.
It's a long
Yeah,
time
like
ago.
Yeah,
I had to ask.
Charlie Sheen wasn't even on drugs yet.
That's why I like having Reinhold around, because I had a question about the Soviet Union and I had somebody to answer the question for me. Because he was in the military when that was going on. No, I don't. I think, like I was going to the Kroger about 4 blocks from here with Squish the day of the invasion, and Reagan like handed me our coats because take these if anything happens.
Just the way you phrase that.
Like nothing's going to happen. I'm just going to get green onions. Like we're not going to have a nuclear war between here and Kroger, and our coats aren't going to do anything. It's fine. We're going to be fine.
When you're talking about this too, what I haven't seen a lot of, but I expect to see soon, is a bunch of militia guys and people who are amped up just trying to get over to Ukraine so they can get into fighting.
10 U.S. military men got permission to go fight. Yeah, Dan's right. The Bernie Bros group, Dan is this Republican from Indiana that got control of the Bernie for Indiana group, and he just shares Chris Spangle things in it. And like that's the only thing that anybody shares there anymore, and it always gets likes when I share anti-war stuff or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. The fear from the pandemic has really like watching these kids in Ukraine that are orphans, basically, that were with us, like what they're going through and talking with them. We're fine. We are lucky. We are fortunate. We are one politician away from being refugees ourselves, but it's good. We're fine.
Yeah, which is a scary thought. The idea that we're just one election,
one Putin away,
one Putin, one Mike Pence, away from
He got power because I was reading this book by the chess guy, and he's like, well, I supported Putin in 2000 because it was him or the communists, and we didn't want the communists, so we chose the corrupt guy because we thought we could manage him.
We manage him.
It's like the conservatives in Hitler's day. They're like,
was this the guy who beat Bobby Fischer?
Yeah, Kasparov.
Gary Kasparov.
Yeah, his book Winner is coming.
Does he live in the U.S.?
Yeah,
I think
he ran.
Oh yeah, he's chess champion. Okay.
So I'm like one chapter into the book, but he basically ran for president against Putin in 2008 and then had to leave.
Yeah.
Damn.
Don't we have an episode in the catalog about Putin and poisoning and stuff like that?
Yeah, no, in 2014 or 13, there's an episode, I haven't found it and listened to it yet, where I say, Putin, you guys are all sucking up to Putin, but he's going to be the next great dictator.
I think we talked about the poisoning on one of the low keys.
Yeah.
Was it low key? Okay, man, maybe it was a low key WAL episode.
Rimzo, you're the only one that'll understand this. I watched so much Glenn Beck 10 years ago, I'll never be able to say a nice thing about Putin.
I mean, I can't. I would never be able to say anything nice about him. I would never be able to say anything nice about Alexander Dugin. I mean, it's one of those areas where it's like Putin. I've always found Putin to be interesting. There was actually a book I bought my father about 5 years ago, and it was called Mr. Putin. And it basically goes through his life, and they almost paint him as almost a not, I wouldn't call him like a Rasputin character, but he's a person that has been able to really put himself in the middle between politics, church, and this weird point in Russian history where he's really trying to go back to a lot of those strongman characters, like you mentioned on Twitter. He wants to be one of those guys. He wants to be one of those Leninist figures. And it's one of those moments where I heard, I don't know if I was listening to Stapleton or somebody else, but somebody was like, what if he's dying? What if he has terminal cancer and he's like, I'm going to take everyone out with me? And I was listening to that. I'm like, that's freaking ridiculous. That wouldn't happen. And then I paused and I was like, shit. What if have you?
This is a serious question that I keep asking on Twitter. Has anybody seen Vladimir Putin walking or standing in any recent video from the last few years? In the last week and a half, he's sitting down in every speech. He's at that 80-foot table with everybody at the end because he's a COVID freak. He's There was a video of a prime minister walking in last year, or this year, into the room, and he has to hold on to the table with both of his hands, and then kind of like shuffles over to sit down. I've read rumors he has Parkinson's. I mean,
So,
I'm
what's weird about
I'm wildly speculating here, but watch
CTE,
for that. If you see it, let me know. Maybe you had COVID strokes.
CTE.
I mean, you bring up something interesting, Chris, and I think I sent it to a conversation we were having where he got kicked out as the honorary president and chairman of the International Judo Federation.
Yeah,
that's partially funny, but what's crazy about that, like there's been this question in like the martial arts community for years whether or not Putin was actually a judo black belt. And he genuinely is. Like, if you watch videos of him like 20 years ago, he can toss a mofo. Like he was deadly. He learned that stuff from the KGB. Like, he earned his judo street cred. And then you watch a video of him from a couple years ago, right before I think one of the last Summer Olympics or something like that, where he's meeting with the Russian judo team. And I remember watching that video, and he's just like standing there.
Yeah,
he's losing to everybody, and Putin doesn't like lose, but he was getting like tossed around. And I'm like, dude, like for somebody that claims to like fight bears and do judo for fun on the weekends, like it's not that he looked like he sucked. It's that he looked like he was in pain constantly.
it's degenerating. He's fat and puffy. He doesn't look like Dobby anymore.
He's late 60s, isn't he?
Yeah, he's something like that. But he's missing a step, and that's why we had like all the whole "is this a Putin clone?" talk when they have the when he stepped, when he lost his, when he stepped down and didn't run for that 1 year. Remember when he came back? This is a clone. Do you not remember that? Maybe we did do that in a low key WAL episode.
Well, and the other thing too, I mean, you shouldn't really have your leaders of your country being in their late 60s, right? I mean, that's
who does that? Who does that?
Who would have that happen to him?
Grandfather Time will come out and give you strongly worded finger wag later.
Oh man, I'm hoping for malarkey tonight. Okay, all right. Matter of fact, I should go
stand
get my
by as Joe Biden attempts to address the nation.
Oh, man. Gives that the awful address.
Did you see the Taliban statement on the invasion of Ukraine?
They're outraged.
What?
The Taliban put out a statement, and they were like, listen, we think this is wrong, and that there should be a de-escalation immediately, and that there should be peace talks as soon as possible. And I'm looking at that, and I'm like, mofo.
Nice.
Where have you been?
Nice.
I wanted to ask you this about that judo thing, because I saw somebody today say the judo thing wouldn't matter. But to a complete narcissist who has an entire nation sucking his balls because he's going to kill them if they don't. Like, do you think like weirdly being kicked out as a judo champion, that would affect him more than like the Hague and being brought up for war crimes?
I almost think it would be. I think everyone is like, the world is threatening to like, level our country like financially and potentially militarily, and he's probably like laying down like, don't talk to me.
My black belt is gone.
Why? They think they could strip judo title? Take judo title from me?
Like after watching Trump for 5 years, you go, it's those little petty grievances that get to these guys more than anything else. Like, national slights and not being allowed to leave the country, and this guy's the richest man in the world by some accounts. So like sealing off his bank account, he doesn't care.
Yeah. But like rich to what? Like if you can't leave, you can't buy that Bentley, then might as well just live in Ohio.
You tell me I'm not judo champion? Fuck you. Like, and that's why I am. Do you guys think he'll use, like, I think a guy who is this narcissistic and over the top and thinks he's invincible because he's got nobody checking him, and he looks so bad. The Russian army looks so bad. Like, do you think that he would use nuclear weapons to subdue the country, to go hard? Like, I'm going to go hard and fast to prove everybody I'm a real man and can kill more people than you?
I think this is going to end with him being ousted.
You do?
Yeah.
Here's my thing is, we're hearing too many stories about how the Russian army is like I thought these were exercises. I didn't. What are we doing fighting? I think he's low key putting troops over there, thinking that he would just roll through and be seen as a hero.
It's Sudetenland. He'd roll in and he'd be greeted by crying Czech mothers.
So he doesn't have the backing of the public locally. He hasn't made the case to his people why he's doing this, and I think that's going to be what bites him in the rear. And he can't escalate too much, because if he escalates, then that's even worse for him locally. So he's either going to have to pull back soon with minimal damage, or he's going to get ousted, as Remzo says. I think he's probably about to get, a little bit of poisoning in his underwear or something soon. So,
Oh, here comes the Red Scare. Trisha Stewart, man, we can't hear you. You're
Sweet.
muted.
Yeah, muted. This is great. It's even better.
Oh, I started learning sign language. This is bullshit.
Ooh.
Come on, Trisha. Learn. Speak, Helen Keller. I don't know it either.
we just hear Remzo repeating back. We can't hear you at all, Trisha.
More noise, please.
Oh, sorry. I got the patriarchy filter on. Hold on.
You're really proud of you that one, aren't you?
I am. I do need to take a break real quick to go get some wine. I'm out of wine, so I'll be right back. How do I drop myself out of the stream? Hold on.
Well, we'll manage to talk.
This feels.
Are you looking for boxed wine? Hi, welcome to WAL Kroger. The deals are shit and the wine is tainted.
Be careful with my stream, okay? Reinhold, you're in
Make
charge.
sure you get those fuel points though for the Kroger side, because that's what keeps me. I don't pay $3 a gallon for gas now, so everybody else is kind of freaking out.
I think we should
Trisha's still talking.
I know we can't hear you, Trisha. I feel like we should just leave this on like this and judge people's backgrounds. Like, which globalist has the best background?
I don't think I have anywhere to talk right now. So
yeah, like
She's
no, we can't
still
hear you,
going.
Trisha. Yeah, like Reinhold.
Trisha, the men are here.
I have a plan.
Bring food and beer to screen as offer of sacrifice.
You've been like a permanent co-host for 3 years now.
I don't know, something like that.
Do something. Like
it seems like it's been just the other day, right? So I'm the new one on the block still. No, I've got a whole room set up on building.
Hey guys, I figured it out. I had to hit the on button on my microphone.
Oh,
that's serious.
Technology's hard.
Well, no, I turned it off. Shut up. Ayn Rand is judging you right there. Look at her. She's judging
Rape
you.
apologist Ayn Rand.
No, that's Von Sparger. Yeah. Okay, I figured it out. Can you hear me now? I'm assuming you can.
We've been having a big debate. Look at this. Look at this. Look at her background. She's got like a chair. What's the chair doing back there, lady?
That's Yikes on Bikes right there.
Yeah.
It's for the invisible children who are not there because her womb is so dry.
Oh my God.
All right. That's how, see.
Even I wouldn't have said that.
I know.
Just
Oh, but I'm laughing at it, and I'm the only one with the womb.
This is where the soul of the children sat
Sahara.
after she sucked the lifeblood out of them.
Oh my God.
And we got like a candle going over here. All right, A for effort there. And then she's got like this weird poster.
She actually has a Buddhist singing bowl. Do you see that?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's what that is. And then
Yeah.
like the
Was that like a
painting-
redeeming
She's never
quality?
rung it. No, she's never rung it. Like
No. Probably. It's probably just there for a reason. You can also tell that like it's her first time using Skype because the Skype logo is still in the upper corner.
oh, you're right.
I bet this chair is like from her great grandmother in Salem who was hanged in the witch trials.
Oh my God. All right. Hey, this is PBS. They can barely afford things. Okay.
We have
Oh,
better
really?
background.
They can't. They make state money and their own money. They're doing
Struggling.
just fine.
They're
doing
struggling.
Listen,
just
I
fine.
donate enough for Masterpiece Classics. I'm expecting them to at least go up to Skype Premium.
Okay. Listen, I enjoy masterpiece classics, and I enjoy NPR as well. So, like public radio, I'm not gonna lie, I like it.
Like Rimzo spent $10 on this tapestry at Home Depot.
This was
Nice.
actually $5 straight from AliExpress.
Ooh, Ollie's. Nice. Really embracing that Midwest, huh?
Mm-hmm. I could have used Cole's Cash for it.
Hey,
Let me get some
that's
cheese curds
legit
yet?
currency. It means something.
It is.
Trisha, do you even watch the State of the Union?
Well, I'm not watching it now because obviously I'm here, but I
Is that
generally
tonight?
do.
Mhm.
I was hoping that we would watch it and comment, but apparently we're all just blowing shit out of our asses.
We're tailgating it right now. It shows
Yeah.
it's in. We got another 19 minutes, and then it should
Okay.
then it should
Yes.
appear.
Well,
I generally do.
Supposedly, right.
I
Supposedly.
generally watch it.
It's always late.
Who is this guy from Ohio?
Cole's Cash is slightly less complicated than crypto. When that app doesn't work, I'm screwed unless I've got the paper ones.
Oh my god! So
And I think after we watch what they did to Russia's money, we want to keep the paper's cool cash.
The
Yeah.
Cole's Cash is probably trading at a better rate than the ruble right now.
oh my god!
We should actually talk about crypto right now.
You could buy more things with a Chuck E. Cheese coin than with a ruble.
Oh my god!
Who was it that posted that Chuck E. Cheese has now like sent they're like franchising out and selling pizzas, like their pizzas
That was me.
at retailers.
Really?
Yeah, that's
That's-
Kroger. Kroger has frozen
Mhm.
Chuck E. Cheese pizzas where you can, once you buy it, you have a code inside of that allows you to sign up for like 250 e-tickets. So you can still get these tickets, right, that you can use for Chuck E. Cheese things on the Chuck E. Cheese website.
I think
But why
that
not just
is-
go to Chuck E. Cheese?
Why not? Because
That's
it's
what
the
we're
most
doing now.
it's the most
That's what
horrible
we're doing.
place on the earth.
Yeah, but like, listen, if you're gonna go to
That's
Frozen
why.
Rat Pizza and Chow Casino, you might as well go there and experience it yourself.
Wait.
Are you supposed to put your own armpit hair in the
I
pizza, or
just
does
why
that come
is
provided?
Harry drinking out of a champagne flute?
Every time Harry goes to drink,
Nobody
I'm
even
gonna-
has nobody even mentioned this? He literally has a champagne flute right now.
I have several champagne flutes.
You're
okay?
doing a
One.
lot to diverge us from Chuck E. Cheese pizza in stores.
Number 1, Chuck E. Cheese pizza, fantastic. 2, Harry is the bougiest person in the entire network. More than Brian Nichols, more than Rimzo.
I
more
don't know
than
about
me.
that.
No, I'm telling you, Harry is the most bougie of all of us.
I'm not bougie. How am I bougie?
Hold
Alright.
your cup up. Hold
Harry,
your
is
little
that
cup up.
actually champagne though?
It is actually. This is not champagne. This is a sparkling wine from Italy.
Where'd you buy
Not
it?
from the appropriate region of France. So
Yeah, not from the
Always.
appropriate region. But this is a. All right, so this grape here, this vineyard in Italy,
If Harry's gonna
Exact
drink, I
same-
should drink too.
it's the exact same grapes, close to the same conditions. It's just not that region,
Fuck!
you know. So
Listen
And
here, Chuck E. Cheese pizza does not suck. It's delicious.
but I enjoy drinking champagne. Also enjoy drinking sparkling. You know, it's just.
Are you a White Claw fella?
I am not. My wife is.
That code.
Wife drinks the White Claws. I don't. I drink them because they're in the house, but no.
Harry, the first time I met you in person, you were drinking a non-alcoholic Bush beer.
Yes, I was.
That's all I have to say to people. I don't
Well-
think anything else needs to be said.
I bought the non-alcoholic Bush beer because the other non-alcoholic beer I was drinking at the time, I was told by a local bartender that it was bad and I shouldn't drink it. And I
Which
don't-
one was that? Like an O'Doul's?
No, it was at Coors.
Oh, okay.
I was sampling a lot of the non-alcoholic beer section out there too, like I was having fun just drinking like some non-alcoholics. So yeah,
Mhm.
and then I got the Bush one just to be funny because I knew friend of the show Ewert would bring Bush, so I figured it'd be cool to find out if the Bush non-alcoholic tasted just like the alcoholic ones. And they kind of do. They got close. They're close. You just don't get that numb, that tender feeling like that.
My
can't believe
husband
you're not
drinks
PBR people.
some non-alcoholic beers, and they're called athletic brews, and they're like taste like IPAs.
Mhm.
Apparently, like they're more like the fancier type. I don't know. They support a lot of like the running
Yep.
gigs
to
or
go
whatever
with
he does.
his sport tracksuit.
Yes,
Is he a hasher?
his sports. Well, I said like in alliance with Ukraine, he has decided to wear tracksuits most of his days now.
Is he a drinker with a running problem, or a runner with a drinking problem?
I'm not quite sure, to be honest. All I know is like I did taste the non-alcoholic like brew, and I don't like beer anyway. And to me, like I don't understand it. I don't understand wasting money on it. But whatever.
But yeah, see, not the bougiest person here. Okay, have you seen Brian Nichols?
Well,
No,
he's
Brian's
pretty bougie.
He's a regular man. He's a regular person. He's just a professional, and none of us are used to that because we're not.
Look at Chris. I have my fancy robe on. I
You
don't even
look-
have my bookshelf in the background because
I know you
the
look
baby's
cash.
asleep. Look,
Mhm.
wait, I got Ayn Rand in the background. Look at her judging you.
I know, just
Yeah.
staring at me.
I have no
Talk
makeup
about dried
on.
up old wombs.
I know. Well, are you talking about me or
Don't
Ayn
say
Rand?
that about Trisha. She's perfectly young
Hey,
enough to still
Are
have
you
kids.
talking? Because I'm real fertile.
You're fertile
Well,
and
this bitch
nubile
is dead.
at 29.
So
Alan Greenspan tapped that.
wait, what?
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 Wait, what?
Did you know that Alan Greenspan and Ayn Rand were lovers? Or was that William Rehnquist?
You are.
That was
full of
Nathaniel
shit.
Brandon.
Nathaniel Brandon, but I'm telling you, Alan Greenspan.
Greenspan was a big Ayn Rand follower. I don't know how much it got a little culty in their circle at one point, so it's very possible. I would think. Yeah.
So we got Colty. Hold on.
Greenspan.
Oh yeah, it did.
I'm right. Yeah.
Man,
Is
could you imagine
Joe
seeing
Biden
Alan
dead, or
Greenspan's
is he gonna like
dick?
talk at some point?
I wasn't here. I just want.
It's just
Can you bring me my?
He retired and is with his wife of 30 years younger than him or whatever. So
Look, we
Oh
got
yeah, that one. Oh yeah. Remember this guy? He got poisoned.
Allegedly.
Oh, yeah.
Allegedly.
10, Yanukovych ran again and won.
isn't he a legend?
My task is to make sure that Russia-Ukraine
Louder.
relations take a radical turn in the right direction.
One of those radical turns came in 2013. Yanukovych stopped trade talks with the EU, instead pursuing a similar agreement with Russia. That night, crowds gathered
Ukraina, Sobarena.
yeah. I was singing that all day.
which continued to grow into a sprawling camp.
We are ready for war, but we're hoping for the best. A government should be afraid of the people, not the people afraid of the government.
But the head of the Russian government vilified the Ukrainian people.
In my view, this is an attempt by the opposition to shake the current, and I want to emphasize legitimate authorities in the country.
Look at him, looking all young,
Began authorities
stud-like,
more
doing
violence.
judo.
February, Ukrainian security
Where's
forces
that Putin?
killed dozens.
Oh,
Then the opposition and government reached a truce, and Yanukovych fled, reappearing a few days later in Russia.
I intend to keep fighting for the future of Ukraine against those who are using fear and terror to seize the country.
But the one trying to seize Ukraine was
Revolution, dude.
sent unidentified armed men to occupy airports in Crimea, which Putin has long said was stolen from Russia. Putin denied sending
I like
in
that
troops
translator sounded a
would
lot like
ask,
Remzo
setting up
Martinez.
a pretext, just as he did for this invasion.
What can
Probably
be a reason
was.
to use the armed forces? This is, of course, the last
I
resort.
moonlight.
The last resort. We see that lawlessness.
Do some
started-
sign
It
language
was
and I'll be
Rumsfeld in
impressed.
2014.
People ask
Oh,
us for
man.
help. We reserve the right to use all
Look at
options
those
at our
Macs.
disposal
Oh.
to protect those citizens.
Those so-called requests for help soon followed. On March 6th, the Crimean parliament voted to secede from Ukraine and join Russia. Days later, a public referendum, rife with alleged fraud, passed with 95.5% of the vote.
Oh,
Did
that's,
they,
That's
did
why
Oh,
they
yeah.
check the hanging chads?
Canada
Oh,
and
yeah,
other
that's-
allies imposed sanctions on Russia.
Legitimate elections. This is
Unidentified
democracy,
vehicles
folks.
Crimea, escorted
legitimate
by Russian police
95%.
cars. Some Russian troops took over
I
more
was told that by Quiznos
As
that
is
was a
today,
coup by the
Putin regime
Americans.
said it was helping
yeah.
Crimeans defend
Look,
themselves.
they're delivering
with little
food.
evidence they needed
Bag
defending.
of onions.
Will Russia be able to remain indifferent to the situation
Look at his
when
mustache.
Wait,
Mustache.
what is Tom Skerritt
Russian
doing with bug
is
eyes?
E.T.
What the hell is
phone
happening?
home.
No, Russia cannot remain indifferent,
Call
and
him
it will not
Tusk.
remain indifferent.
2 months later, Ukraine elected its next president, pro-European businessman Petro Poroshenko.
Wow, another white male.
We should do everything possible to bring European values
Just
to
saying.
Ukraine.
But the events in Crimea had
ready
inspired
for that one.
pro-Russian separatists in 2 other regions, Donetsk and Luhansk, collectively known as the Donbass.
I did like how people were
We
you were
want to
trying to
have an
ask
independent
Americans to
Republic of
find.
Donetsk. We want to be independent
okay.
from Ukraine.
Sit there and find Ukraine on a
Yes.
map, and they kept pointing at
Americans can't-
Lithuania.
Americans can't find
Which
Wisconsin.
is not
on the
actually
map.
hard because it like literally is like butts up against Russia. So like you could pick one of 3 and probably like you have a third of a chance of getting it right.
Personally, I can't find Ukraine on the map, but I can find Czech and Poland, and it's right there.
Hey, can you
There you
back up like Harry? Can you back up like 15, 20 seconds?
What is Michael Malice doing with this guy? That was weird.
And to keep fighting
Wait,
for the
go
future
back.
of
That was
Ukraine
Michael
against
Malice.
those who are
Where?
using fear and terror to seize
Not
the
that
country.
far.
Okay,
the
pause
one
it.
thing that
Trisha,
sees
marry,
Ukraine-
screw, or kill. Luhansk, Luhansk, or Crimea?
Crimea. Crimea.
No, you want to marry Crimea. You want to fuck
Are we talking
Luhansk,
about hot? Like, are we talking about hot?
and you kill
dictators?
Luhansk.
I like it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Very nice.
I thought we were talking about hot dictators.
No.
No,
Talking
we're
about-
looking at the ex-president of Crimea, aka the ex-president of Croatia, my future ex-wife.
Yeah, I was going to say hot dictators, right?
Oh yeah. What was her name?
I just heard hot dick. I don't. You
President
said tater.
Hottie.
No, I'm
Croatia?
talking about okay.
Potatoes.
So we're talking about hot dictators right now, right?
No, we're talking. Well, he was asking you if F, Mary, kill the regions of Ukraine that are under dispute.
No, he was asking if the
No,
weren't
I
you
was
like the
asking
one
you
that was
fuck,
in love
marry,
with this
kill.
Croatian president?
I'll show you.
That was you, Remso.
Yes, show everyone.
Thank you. I knew what I was talking about.
Okay.
This bottle blonde lady. I don't know. Go ahead.
Everyone
show her.
who knows me knows exactly my type.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. she's-
White Kim Kardashian.
Nah, I'm just saying.
Invade us!
What's that?
Invade us!
We are all Croatians.
Woo!
Rimzo,
Wow. I'm not gonna lie. I'm looking at those pictures. That's what I said. Didn't I say we were talking about like a beauty contest? And you told me I was wrong, and that's what Remso was talking about.
Oh, it turns out that's Ice-T's wife.
Oh no.
That's
That's not
her.
Ice-T's wife has so much larger of a butt region than that lady. That's not even funny. And please don't talk about Ice-T's wife like that because I like her.
Rimzo, Trudeau, hot dictator or not dictator?
Not dictator ever since the blackface thing.
What are you eating?
Costco pizza
Wait, what pizza?
Costco.
from
Oh,
Costco.
wow.
You went to Costco. I told you. Look. He's
I'm
embraced
sorry.
the Midwest. He's like,
Uh,
go to Costco.
No,
Kohl's,
this isn't even
Ollie's.
Harry. This isn't even the Midwest. This is Wisconsin. It's like cheese and ice. There's nothing else there.
How many cheese
Yeah.
curds have you eaten this week? You get some cheese curds? Stopped at Culver's?
Yes.
See, like, all right, so like, Remzo, you've had an In-N-Out burger, right?
Yeah, it's not that. It's kind of overrated.
It's over.
I
And
think
then
so
you
too.
Culver's butter burger?
That's the shit right there.
Exactly. But since this is Indiana, who cares about burgers when we got tenderloins? Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And then and honestly, all right, so I said this awful opinion, by the way. I deleted it after I posted it to Abdul's Facebook page, by the way. This is what Indiana should do when it's $5 billion in the bank. I said invade Ohio.
I mean, like, I don't even think we would really care. We just like, you know, it's winter, whatever.
Felt
Ohio's barely even a state. It's like
Right.
just there.
bad. Right. Take it over
Staring at us.
real quick. It'd be real
judging
quick.
us.
I know.
Like, I feel like I have a lot of Wall fam, and I felt like I loved you guys, but like, why the hate for Ohio? It's pretty much the same freaking state.
Because it sucks.
Because of
There.
what
Don't say that.
happened.
You
in
live in Wisconsin. Don't even talk to me.
It's the trailer of the Midwest.
First off, it happened in 1814. Okay,
Oh my
Ohio
God.
stole
Thank you for
parts.
the history lesson, Harry.
Stole
Thank you.
Toledo from Indiana. Okay, all right. That's
Wait,
ours.
Go back
Nobody
a comment.
likes Toledo. You can have
Go back
it.
a
Take
comment.
it back. Nobody likes
Hell.
Toledo. Have Toledo. Harry,
Morgan, you eat that stuff. It sucks. People
In-N-Out.
who like it, people who like In-N-Out burger don't have a personality.
Yep.
In-N-Out burger
exactly.
is
You
just
nailed
like
it.
basically like McDonald's with a little more fat. That's
It's
basically
shit
all it
tier
is.
5 Guys.
Oh.
Five
Don't
Guys
diss
isn't
Five
even
Guys.
good. I'm gonna be honest. Like, so I went to
They're just
Texas
wrong.
with some friends. It's not even that good. None of them. Like,
Wow.
I don't know. Fast food chains don't do burgers well. That's just. If I want a
Technically,
burger, I'm gonna make it.
Five Guys isn't fast food restaurant. No drive-through.
It's fast food. If
no
you don't
drive-thru.
have somebody coming up and
drive-thru.
taking your order and delivering your food to you, it's fast food.
It's not no drive-through. You gotta have drive-through to be considered fast food.
Oh, what a burger! Oh, I don't even want to talk about.
Oh, that trash!
the
What
shock
a
guy?
what a trash! What a trash!
He's a very generous patron. Keep your mouth shut.
Oh, hey, we love you. We love Whataburger. It's so delicious. Thank you, all the people in Ohio. I love you.
I like getting my burgers without beef too.
I love
what-
Whataburger.
Is it horse meat?
No,
Whataburger is
I was in-
delicious.
I was in
Whoa,
Texas.
careful!
I was in Texas and I ordered a regular cheeseburger, and when they gave it to me, it was lettuce, tomatoes, mustard, and no beef. And I was like, "What is this?"
Wait, what?
What's
There
the
was no
burger?
burger
Get it?
patty?
It was a burger without meat.
It's extra.
Wait, how is that?
I don't know. It's like, why does McDonald's constantly give me someone else's order? Accept the mystery.
McDonald's doesn't need to be doing this mix and match bullcrap. They need to get
You didn't
5
get
out
the
of 5
Kanye
orders
combo?
to be good.
Yeah,
Four-
you know what? That's that mix and match thing that bothers me. It's like make your own thing. It's like I don't need you to tell me to put a fucking chicken nugget on.
I have to make enough decisions in my life.
Yeah, like 1 out of every 5 orders is good at McDonald's. Fix that. Market that we've improved our
So I'm
quality.
not a big fast food fan, but I would say the one thing McDonald's that I do like if it's good is their breakfast.
Yeah.
Eat me. But
The Egg
that's
McMuffin
good.
with the real egg is very good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. But other than that, done.
So on the night of our wedding, we left the place and
What the place? What's the place?
where we got married, the house where we got married, to go to the hotel. And everybody's starving. So exactly. So my brother texted me like, "Hey, I don't want to interrupt anything, sexual." And I'm like, "We're in the Whataburger line getting cheeseburgers before we go to the hotel." It's like, why are you always starving after a wedding? Like you
Well, yeah, because you've like not eaten for days ahead and you're nervous.
All right, here we go. Josh brings up a good point. Freddy's, Five Guys, and Culver's, and In-N-Out. So that's 4.
I don't even know what Freddy's is.
Yeah.
Freddy's is like Steak and Shake when it was good.
Steak and Shake was never good. Please don't give me pencils.
You're so wrong. Steak and Shake 30 years ago was a treat. It was.
Did they still sell hot dogs?
They didn't sell hot dogs back then.
Because they failed.
The guy from Wisconsin. Do they still sell hot dogs?
Hot dogs. And they have beer there.
I want to tell you like a story about Christopher Spengle right now.
Go ahead.
So I was visiting in Indiana, and I was like, I've never had Chick-fil-A.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I think I'm going to go get their breakfast. She's like, that sounds like a good idea. So I've never had Chick-fil-A, and I go and I try to get their breakfast. Apparently, it was Sunday. I had no idea that they weren't open on Sunday.
Sinner.
I had to get like Burger King breakfast.
And didn't I like send you by yourself?
Yes. Like I was just like, and I was like, what?
Wow.
There's nobody at this drive-through. The place looks dark.
No
I had to
line.
get Burger
Yeah.
King croissant sandwiches, which are.
In hindsight, I'm sure I had a very legitimate reason for sending you on your
Or maybe
way.
you were just an ass.
But like what I hear about, I'm like, I really should have like gone with her. That's really rude.
And so since then I went to Chick-fil-A one time. To be honest, I wasn't that impressed. I don't like fast food that much. I mean, some of it I do.
Harry, put the patriarchy filter back on. I've had enough of this, Harrison.
But seriously, and I shared this with the WAL people too. Like I did, so I don't very commonly like eat a lot of carbohydrates. So if I'm off keto, then I'll try some new things. And I had their breakfast, like it was like a breakfast chicken sandwich or whatever. And I just thought it was super mediocre. I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah.
You are
I'm burning in hell now.
Yeah, pretty much. I think we've all done that. Like, drove by a Chick-fil-A, like, no line, let me jump in here real quick. Oh, crap, it's Sunday. And just drive off slowly. Like, oh, man.
That was my experience in Indianapolis. That wasn't fun.
Well,
so.
All right, guys, I've hit a wall. Not the low-key wall. I'm going to go watch this abomination. Is he speaking yet? What do we got going on here?
There's a woman with a thing on her shoulder and other women speaking.
The Crypt Keeper?
Yeah.
Yes.
They're getting ready to. Like, it's still like that pre-game, like, oh, this is what's happening. This is going to get geared up.
I always wanted to be the guy that said, Mr. Speaker, the president of that was my aspirations as a child, not to be president, but the door knocker guy.
That's really sad.
Right? My parents taught me to dream.
Taught you to dream high.
All right, guys, have fun. I'll talk to you later.
All right, see you.
Bye.
Now, technically, I should probably.
You remember how cool it was when Chris was here? That was
Fuck
so long ago.
Wait, Dennis, your green screen is amazing. You live in a mansion.
Yeah, it's cool. This is I just took a picture of my living room and put it up for the background. So
like I'm not even in my like cool place in my podcast place with my books. So I'm just like in my living room. And now when Rand is judging, and then I have random
my green leaves though on my shirt.
Oh, nice. I just
Are we gonna do like a play-by-play of Joe Biden, or what's happening here?
I think we could just comment. Like I thought about like putting like the stream in like a place where we could all hit pause and stuff like that, but it would take us like 5 hours to watch his speech if we were hitting
I have to
pause.
pee really bad.
Just get up and go pee. It's fine. I got up and I'm gonna have to get up to go get more wine. So
Oh no, champagne, Harry.
Champagne is.
I saw the bubbles in your flute. Go ahead, show us. Look at that. What are
y'all
you
too bougie?
Which, sorry, my I don't have.
Are you drinking a Mick
I'm bougie
Ultra,
with
Remso?
Coors Light.
Yes.
That's the worst thing I've ever seen. I am a professional bartender. I've done this for I won't even say how many years.
Okay, so I only
that's
got
the worst
this
drink.
I only got this because it was on sale at Costco. You could get like 80 cans for like $1.
You ate Costco pizza and you're drinking Mick Ultra.
I'm
And you're
sorry.
going to talk to us about what is right and wrong.
I'm sorry that I'm just a simple man trying to find my way in the universe and I have simple needs.
Is the purpose to get drunk or to have taste? That's the question.
Exactly.
I do. I'm going to
Why
wait
not both?
for Daddy Joe
Yeah,
to
but
come
he could-
on, and I'm going to leave for a slight second because I have to.
So he
I
can
have
take
to
that
use
money
it.
he
That's
saved
fine.
and go
Use the
spend it
bathroom.
on something
All right.
more important
All right.
than
See when you get
taste.
back. Yeah. So we can finish this drinking game. See, I would do a drinking game. I think it would
Have
be
to
fun
work
to
in the
do a
morning.
drinking game. But yeah, I think a lot of
Tuesday.
Yeah, but it's Tuesday, right? It's Tuesday, and we're not in our 20s. Okay.
In fact, I just got off a call right before you guys started broadcasting, and I was like, "Oh, well, I need to." Wait, it took me a while.
I'm
on
at the
call with some
last
people from Japan.
I'm in the last bit of trying to get my SOC 2 audit finished, but like it was sitting there and everyone's just viewing to make sure everything is spelled correctly, the exemptions are done correctly, and I'm just like, I don't care anymore. Sign the damn paperwork. Harry, this has got to be correct. I was like, we're so close to the finish line. I stopped caring. I still care. I'm done. Carry me across.
I did my taxes this weekend.
Nothing
else to say.
How was that?
Painful.
Yeah, so I haven't done mine yet. I don't feel like it. I'm probably gonna wait till the last moment or fill out an extension this week. I don't know. I'll probably fill out an extension.
Does the cream Screenshot this. Screenshot this. This is real.
Man, it's just. Oh, look at that.
Where did the cream go?
The cream's not real. It's not real.
This is a false flag.
Oh.
My neighbor's probably like, what the fuck is he doing?
Announced by General William Walker. He's the House Sergeant at Arms. And here comes
Oh, yeah. Which I'm shocked. Sort of on time. Sort of on time because usually not on time. Majority of these, not on time. Right?
On both sides.
Can you guys hear it okay?
Of the aisle there. You see him greeting many of them.
No, I'm waiting for the. All right, so if just in case anything happens to us on the other streaming platforms, we are still currently streaming on lowkeywall.com. So if you go to lowkeywall.com, you can always watch us there. If we're not here on the platform that you're on, something happens, we get blipped off, we get kicked off, or something there. You can always watch us on lowkeywall.com.
Terrible conflict in Ukraine.
Which, Rems, I don't know if you went to and looked at lowkeywall.com. That's part of the Low-Key Wall R&D department, as we're set up our own little streaming site.
What? Really?
Yeah.
For real?
The American people.
This way, we're going to basically be able to. Is there a test run to see how much server power we need, and then we're eventually going to talk to Spangle, get this embedded into the We Libertarians page. So if we have topics that
Alex Jones this up here.
Right? Yeah. Well, if we want to talk about topics that we know, like, hey, if we do this live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, we'll probably get banned or kicked off.
If you are receiving this signal, you are part of the InfoWar resistance. Dun dun.
Are watching our live stream and staying up late.
And they'll be able to do what we want because our servers, we control the servers, we control everything, all 9 yards. So yeah.
Him is enormous. He has to
That's not Joe Biden.
You're gonna do the. Oh, look at. Oh,
no! Look at you! Look how he moved. That's not him.
Look at him. Okay,
look at
that's
he's
not.
proud. He's like, watch me go up those steps.
Yeah. In the midst of this ongoing,
he must be on so much fentanyl right now.
Foreign policy is something that's not typically high
ketamine.
List as a
so much.
So much ketamine. Look at it.
How long has he been president? Is this year 5 already?
Oh man, it feels like year 5.
It feels like a long time.
Year and a month.
Still say foreign policy is something that they want the president to pay attention to.
Well, we survived the Trump years. I think we can get through Biden.
I don't know, man. I don't
Put
know.
Kirsten Sinema on camera.
Question is will Biden make it through the 4 years or not?
Democrats and Republicans.
Sorry,
I predict there's going to be about
screen controlling StreamYards here. I've got the.
Sorry, Harry.
I've got the graphs of. I would show to the screen, but it's got like IP address and stuff on it. But the graphs is telling me how the server's doing. So that's the other thing. You guys going over there, let's also judge how much server power we need. Do we need more RAM? Do we need more CPU processing power? So.
Thank you all very much.
I don't even know any of what that means.
What?
Thank you.
What do you mean?
It's okay. Most women don't.
We're going to predict a lot of.
I'm going to quite agree.
It's never going to happen, or it's never going to be real. So,
I did get one alcoholic beverage.
Did you?
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's a Great Lakes Conway Twitty's Irish Ale.
It's just like I went and grabbed a beer.
Not Conway Twitty. That's pretty funny. But it is a beer. It's a craft beer.
My fellow Americans. Last year, COVID-19 kept us apart.
Yeah, just last year.
This year,
yeah.
we're finally together again.
This is.
Thanks to who? Nature. Oh, sorry. I said it.
We meet as Democrats, Republicans, Independents, but most importantly, as Americans.
Going to claim that he defeated COVID, right?
One another,
is he? You think so?
To America, to the American people.
That's not Joe Biden. That's the rubber man.
An unwavering resolve that freedom will always triumph over tyranny.
Oh, there's the St. Louis, the Six Flags guy. Did the
dance. Just getting ready to start dancing and stuff.
See, I can move both my legs.
6 days ago,
man, look at the mask. Look at the mask.
Vladimir Putin sought to shake the very foundations of the free world.
See, like if we were doing a drinking game.
It's not mass shame. Come on. No mass shaming going on here.
I wasn't trying to bash him. I was just saying, like, hey, let's just point out all the masks we see.
I kind of feel like Nancy Pelosi had a lot of Botox this past week because her face is pretty spry.
I only call her bolt-ons.
All right, you're not seeing her in 4K, okay? All right.
Oh, I'm not. So. I mean, oh look, wait, who is this Patsy?
It's a babushka.
Yeah,
To every Ukrainian, their fearlessness, their courage, their determination literally inspires the world. Groups of citizens blocking tanks with their bodies. Everyone from students to retirees to teachers turned soldiers defending their homeland. And in this struggle,
Well, for China, didn't it?
Zelensky said in his speech to the European
pretty
Parliament,
much.
light will win over darkness. Ukrainian ambassador to the United States is here tonight, sitting with the First Lady. Let each of us, if you're able to stand and send an unmistakable signal.
if you're able to stand, do you remember when he told the guy in the wheelchair?
Oh yeah, stand up. Yeah,
He was
Was that
correcting
Biden? I
that.
thought that was.
Thank you.
I can't remember who that was.
Stand up. Oh, God bless you. Oh wow.
She's bright, she's strong, and she's resolved.
Oh, that looks so heartfelt.
Man, Joe Biden's giving off some straight cougar vibes.
Yes.
This lady.
We, the United States of America, stand with the Ukrainians.
Stop victim shaming, Trisha.
I feel bad for her, honestly, to be honest.
When dictators do not pay a price for their aggression, they cause more chaos. They keep moving. And the cost, the threats to America and America to the world keeps rising. That's why the NATO alliance was created.
You let the mask slip.
Secure peace and stability in Europe.
Soon all countries
World
will be
War II.
America.
The United States is a member, along with 29 other nations. It matters. American diplomacy matters.
This is the Empire speech from Revenge of the Sith.
Putin's latest attack on Ukraine.
We're coming together to form the first galactic empire.
All right. See, now I wish I had this in OBS because I would have just like put the Darth Vader element over on top.
Wouldn't respond.
Like this whole speech is like forgetting that he was vice president when we overthrew their government in Ukraine. It's just like that never happened.
We are united, and that's what we did. We stayed united. We prepared.
Except 2014.
Carefully. We spent months building coalitions of other freedom-loving nations in Europe and the Americas.
Hey, Dion's watching. Thanks for you.
African continents.
Hey,
Should I
Dion.
Confront Putin.
Hey, Dion, if you want it, if you want the link, you can jump in if you want.
Give Dion the link. I freaking love him.
We shared with the world in advance what we knew. Putin
If he wants the link, you know,
precisely how we would
I'll
try
send
to
him the link.
falsify.
Or if
Dion,
anyone,
come on, join us.
You have a way to send him the link?
I don't. Is it with friends with Dion? I'm not
I
friends with
am
Dion.
friends with him.
Go ahead, send him the link then,
Okay.
if he wants it.
Where's my phone?
Oh, he's driving. Oh, please don't get on that if you're driving. Please don't. Yeah, if anything happens, man, it's all our fault. I'll make a whole stand-up, man.
Why is
Dang it.
Nancy Pelosi freaking me out? I feel like she had her eyes completely
Don't
lifted.
look at her in
At
the
least
eyes. She's like Lo Pan from Big Trouble in Little
directly at
China. So just take your salt.
So it's like low pay.
Is it like, is it completely sexist of me to say like the two scariest women in the universe are standing right behind him?
No, that's
really
not
weird.
sexist. It's not
It's very
sexist.
scary for me to watch. Like,
But, you know, it felt the same way with Mike Pence sitting back there, so it's okay.
She looked the same way when I was in like 6th grade and she became speaker.
yeah.
Every time I see Kamala, though, I just think of Maya Rudolph, and I'm like, I would prefer Maya Rudolph, but you know, we have what we
Yeah,
have.
I mean, they have some similarities. Only Maya Rudolph is funny.
No, she was making she was impersonating Kamala.
I know,
on Saturday
like,
Night
she
Live.
was
It
doing
was
it on
so
Saturday Night Live.
good. Oh,
Can we
it was so good.
appreciate
I know.
Kamala with all the colors of the rainbow? She chose brown.
No more.
It's the worst thing ever.
And
I
I'm
could
just
never
like-
say that, Harry.
And as a guy, I'm offended. One, because we don't get many colors that are ours. We get black, brown, and gray. They're our color, okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
We're joining with European allies to find.
They're joining with European allies.
If one of the congressmen came in with like a real pimp lime green suit, right?
If I was president, that is how that's
how you'd roll.
Would come down to.
I think I would.
Yeah, we are friends. I just don't think we're friends on Facebook. I don't think we are. Let me check. If not, I'll send you.
Dion, I'm friends with him. I can send him.
Yeah, but like I looked because like I think you popped up on my suggestion. And I don't think I saw it and I didn't click on it.
My husband went out there, but we're friends. We did a show together. I just don't have my phone because I'm watching Nancy Pelosi and she's freaking the shit out of me.
Stop looking at her eyes.
I've sent the
staring
friend
right to the camera.
Dion, if I'm cool, we'll accept it. If I'm not cool, he's just doing it for the cameras, then we'll forget about it. But it's
Kamala is looking over everybody's head right now. Do you see this? She's looking over everybody, just like a cop would do. You know,
as they defend their country and help.
Everyone's beneath her.
Mm-hmm.
I was about to say, do you remember when she used to date Russell Wilson? And I was like, no, it's Montel Williams.
Wow.
Our forces are not
trying to say this is how we do it.
This is how we do it.
Our forces are not going.
This is how we do it. Come on, mama, la 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 la. Okay.
When she sang that song with him, it was usually
ship deployments, protect NATO countries, including Poland, Romania, Latvia, Lithuania, and
did you guys see the meme today? I thought it was the funniest thing ever, where it's somebody saying, "I'm from Germany. I just want to get this straight. I just want to make sure."
Every single inch.
Wait, Dion. Oh my God, John, give me my phone. I have to invite Dion right now.
God damn, Dion.
We're clear-eyed. Ukrainians are fighting back with pure courage. For the next few days, weeks, and months.
So the meme goes, I'm from Germany. I just want to get this clear. You want us to build up our army, march through Poland, and attack Russians. I want this written. I just want this clarified and written down before we do this.
You're okay with this? Like, really? You want this?
They've known 30 years of independence, have repeatedly shown that they will not tolerate.
I'm seriously, really, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm not saying this like to be funny or me. I'm mesmerized by Nancy Pelosi. Her face isn't even like. There's no.
Painted
There's no
on.
change. It's really strange.
You know what she's thinking, right?
That's a big bead of pearls.
Stay alive. Stay alive.
You know how old she is. I mean, she's not a young chicken, and
I think she's in her 70s, right?
Yeah. Something like that. She's retirement age. She's what everyone we all hate about boomers.
But somebody should get Joe Biden somebody should get Joe Biden sunglasses. Because he can't even open his eyes in the House of Congress. Like, there's too much sun inside the Capitol building.
It's okay. I'm going to show my daughter Joe Biden to remind her to put sunblock on.
81, by the way.
She's 81?
She's 81.
Are you dead serious?
Yeah, just looked it up. That's what I was saying. She's had a lot of work done. And, you know, sometimes the foundations slip a little and you have to really shore it down.
She's like one of the victims of Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark when they opened up the Ark and then they closed it halfway.
Somebody please get
Survived
Dion
it,
on
but
here.
just barely.
This comment are killing me. Yay.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Stop it. Stop it.
Mr. Speaker.
Franklin
Mr. Speaker.
No, it's Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker. There's a family of turtles attempting to leave the Danube.
What was the movie with Dana Carvey where he dressed up as
Master
the turtle
of
guy?
Disguise.
Master of Disguise. Yeah, that's what every time I see him, that's what I think of is that image.
Democracies are right to the moment. The world is
All right,
clearly
yeah. This whole
choosing
put
the
this thing
side
in,
of
on the
peace and
4K
security.
TV was a bad idea.
Yes.
Oh, this is awful.
It's really frightening.
Can you
to be
imagine?
honest.
Here's the
Scary,
worst
it's
thing.
scaring me.
I have to give Nancy Pelosi and Kamala Harris props.
Treating Americans.
Can you imagine having a camera on you that long,
Nations.
listening to a boring ass speech and not
Dennis,
in
what do
any
you
way
think we're
dropping
doing
off?
right now?
We're joking around and having fun. They have to be quiet and they have to be stationary and not move. I would be falling asleep 15 minutes in.
Oh, I would.
Listening
happened
to him
before.
drone like this, I'd be.
I'd have a six pack. I'd have a
Didn't
six
John
pack.
Boehner
I have some wings.
fall asleep at one point once?
I've seen
Joe
some congressmen
Biden-
fall asleep. I don't see anybody behind in the background ever did.
Wherever Joe Biden is watching the State of the Union from, he's probably asleep too.
Oh
Two
my
of
God.
the hardest years this
See, that's the thing.
Watch
Like,
it tomorrow morning.
can you imagine being the designated like survivor? Honestly, I would be somewhere like grilling out, like heck yeah, watching it on the TV, having a
Be
stream
in
up there.
Ohio.
Yeah, no one will bomb Ohio. It's already bombed.
I understand. Like
Wait,
many of you,
They usually send them down to a bunker at the time.
Why do I feel so attacked?
Pennsylvania to find work.
I don't understand.
I grew up in a
Take it,
family where the
Buckeye.
price of food went up. Helped raise the family. It had
I
to
know
do
the
with
rest of you when you're talking
wait,
about the
Nancy's
designated guy.
eyelids are getting heavy.
was fight
They're getting heavy right now.
Watch her skin when she blinks.
People were hurting.
Nothing else moves.
We needed to act, and we did.
Either that's Ben
Did that
9
guy just
makeup
talk
or
to
a
the
lot of
camera?
Botox.
Wait, what representative is that?
Stop licking your lips.
I know he's.
Stop
talked
it,
a little bit.
please.
Combat COVID-19.
Oh, Nancy's sagging on the left. It's time to go sleepy night night.
America. It helped put
Lord.
food on the table.
Look at her. She's like, oh my
Remember
God.
those long
Ugh.
lines of cars?
Man,
Ugh.
I'm going to tell you, Kamala has the cop face.
I'll tell you
She
right now
is.
that the more rapid blinking, that's the sign that you're about ready to go. You need to do something to wake yourself
Yeah.
up.
Either
Bell's
that,
palsy.
either that, she's on hour 2 on that poise, and it's not going to last much longer.
Do you think we should actually listen to what Joe Biden is saying, or
Oh,
Do you
sorry.
think Nancy Pelosi still has sex with her husband?
The American
Would
rescue.
you
Like, do you think
turn
they
on
still get it
Oh, wait.
on?
captioning or something? We can read it.
what
while-
happened?
Oh, well, fine.
oh Lord,
Yes.
yay!
Yes.
It worked. It worked.
You're right.
It
We
worked.
we should do a substance, like a thing of
COVID.
substance, right?
Yes, I agree.
Because it worked.
It worked.
We created
Yeah.
jobs, lots of jobs. In fact,
Lot
our
jobs,
economy
lots of
created over
jobs, big jobs.
6.5 million new jobs just last year. More jobs.
Yeah, they created
in
jobs.
1 year.
More jobs, and we have people to fill them, and we need to open up the borders.
Yeah,
Come
well,
on,
you
let's
know how
go.
they weigh jobs
The
too.
borders open.
The economy grew at a rate of 5.7.
The
last
border's
year.
more closed now than it was during Trump.
Years. And the first step in bringing fundamental
I
change
miss him
Biden's
sometimes.
worst.
work for working people in this nation for too
Why do
long.
we keep looking at?
For the past 40 years.
You know how when you look at some
We're
dogs and they've got like that
tax
red
code
little
was
crusty
involved in
outline
benefits
around their
and
eyes?
Everyone would benefit.
You
That's
just like
Mitch.
you're just sitting there like, oh, I'm so dry. So someone sprayed me. Where's my spray? I need my water.
Between the
Somebody please flip me over.
and nearly a century. Look,
Those eagles away from me.
Harris and I ran for office, and I
I'm
realized
gonna be
we
back
had
in a minute.
fundamental
I'm gonna invite
disagreements
Dion.
on this, but ran for office with a new economic vision for America.
If we have more than one black person on the stream, though, won't it stop?
Grow the work.
No, we've had
Build
3
the
before.
economy from the
I'm waiting
bottom
for
up
we
and
get
the middle
4,
out,
so the
not from the
bigger and
top
blacker
down.
episode.
Because we know.
Well, we're all blackish.
Yeah, but Chris doesn't want to get Dion and Abdul in the same room, which I think would be a great time.
When the middle class grows,
I'll cause an explosion when they touch fingers.
and the wealthy do
So I
very
wouldn't say I
well.
just should be like, I'm
America
like,
used to have the
Dion,
best
this
roads,
is the
bridges, and
establishment.
airports on
Go.
earth.
This is the
And now
establishment.
our infrastructure.
It would have been great. I could have got my
in the world.
stepfather in here. That would have been cool
Compete
before
for
he
the
passed.
top
But he was
1%.
friends with
That's why it was so
Julia
important
Carson.
to pass the bipartisan infrastructure law.
He was an amazing
And I thank my Republican
congressperson.
friends who joined.
He was a musician. He used to play down at the Walker Theater a lot. But
Rebuild America.
he was like one of the funniest guys,
Single biggest investment.
kind-hearted, everything else. You know.
It was a bipartisan effort, and I want to thank the
Bipartisan.
members
It was
of both parties who worked to
bipartisan.
make it happen.
Remember when Pete Buttigieg almost became president?
We're now talking about an
Well,
infrastructure.
he ever almost became anything.
And look,
Yeah, but
do you ever get like over 3% in the polling?
So they're talking about infrastructure, but it was like when we started talking about real infrastructure, got passed, and those aren't even about even real infrastructure. It was like faux infrastructure.
We face with the rest of the world, particularly China.
You know, and besides, the federal government really shouldn't be spending on infrastructure anyways. It's the states consider the infrastructure. The states money.
I believe that.
We'll create
and let them.
I believe we have good infrastructure when my road that I live on isn't gravel anymore.
Across America.
There you
and
go.
We'll do it.
Pave it yourself, right home.
Effects of climate change and promote environmental justice. We'll build a national network of 5.
I keep looking at the bottom, make sure Tricia's like not sitting there waving.
I'd pave it. I would pave it, and knowing the government, they'd come by and rip it all up again and put gravel back down because they have to maintain it, so they can't maintain a paved road.
Oh, snaps!
Provide affordable, high-speed world.
Those Cancun cruise. I know, right?
Tribal communities. 4,000 projects have already been announced.
Ted Cruz will never leave that Cancun thing down. The thing is, he should have owned it. He should just like, damn right, I left.
We will start fixing.
Start sending out Zodiac killer letters to the people that mean tweeted him. What is this? You know what it is.
Yeah, he should have just leaned in and had a fundraiser. I would have did that. I'm like, fundraiser. I don't care. I'm out.
When we use taxpayers' dollars to rebuild America, we're going to do it by buying American.
Are we?
Buy American products.
Are we? Are we?
I thought that was the Republican thing. Buy American.
The federal government spends about $600 billion a year to keep this country safe and secure.
Okay.
There's been a law on the books for almost a century to make sure taxpayers' dollars support American jobs and businesses.
Okay, you've been in
every administration, Democrat or Republican,
office for 50% of the time.
But we're actually doing it. We'll buy America to make sure everything from the deck of an aircraft carrier to the steel on highway guardrails is made in America from beginning to end. All of it.
What about the cough medicine on the guy that puts that aircraft carrier together? What about that cough medicine? Because Japan has invested in their infrastructure by paying companies to leave China. Are we doing that? Are we doing that?
Are we reversing the Trump thing where he has Saudi Arabia making parts for the Navy now?
Important. To pass the Bipartisan Innovation Act, sitting in Congress, and we'll make record investments in emerging technology.
Dion's right. Like, if I had to get in the Student Union, like, I'd make it. I'd come dressed up as a costume. I'd have a 6-pack, maybe some bottles of wine, and just sit there and just drink.
China is. Let me give you one example why it's so important.
I'm out of my bottle of wine. If I leave you guys alone here on the stream, will you guys behave?
You'll find empty acres of land.
Oh, that just sounds awful.
If you stop and look closely, you'll see a field of dreams.
There's the meme.
This future will be built.
1,000 points of field of dreams.
Help build Silicon Valley is going to build a $20 billion semiconductor megasite. Up to 8 state-of-the-art factories in one place.
Where are you going to build it?
10,000 new jobs.
Gun Valley, they say.
The average job about $100.
Trish is right. Michelob Ultra sucks.
$1,000 a year.
Yep.
Some of the most sophisticated manufacturing in the world to make computer chips the size of a fingertip. The power of the world in everyday life.
Is it like making love in a canoe?
It's a big computer chip, by the way. That's a huge chip.
But that's just the beginning. Intel CEO Pat Gelsinger, who was here tonight. I don't know where Pat is. Pat, there you go. Pat, stand up.
Boo! 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 Sorry.
The AMD guy.
Boo! Get us a good Xeon chip.
Nerd!
Pat came to see me, and he told me they're ready to increase their investment from $20 billion to $100 billion.
Man, how much subsidies did he get?
Manufacturing in America.
I know, right?
All we're waiting for is for you to pass this bill. So let's not wait any longer.
What is he
Send
getting?
it to my desk. I'll sign it.
Yeah, and he's getting all those new factories and everything built. Because we need to help the rich people become richer. In order to help the little people.
There's something happening.
It's Kate McKinnon.
Just look around and you'll see an amazing story. the rebirth of pride that comes from stamping products made in America, the revitalization of American manufacturing. Companies are choosing to build new factories here when just a few years ago they would have gone overseas.
Why are they doing that though?
Ford is investing $11 billion in electric vehicles.
All right,
creating
all right.
Cocaine-flavored
jobs
chapstick.
across the country.
We may have to
GM is making the largest
protect
investment in
Nancy from
history.
Dion here a bit.
$7 billion to build electric vehicles, creating 4,000
Eliminate the capital
jobs.
gains tax. All new factories will be made in the United States.
369,000
No
new
rush here.
manufacturing jobs are created in America last
And you
year
help people
alone.
save for retirement. All right. Trish is back. That's what I was waiting for. I want to make sure like I didn't leave before I added this. All right. I'm going to go get a drink real quick.
Yeah. I'm here.
All
The
right.
youngest
So,
congressman ever.
all right. I'm going to go get
Oh.
one more.
Who's that kid? What's happening?
Federations of unions still
This
working.
is beautiful
He
propaganda.
just walked in.
Where are you, JoJo? There you go. Thanks.
Wait, who did you just call JoJo?
As Ohio,
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Senator Jared Brown says,
Isn't that the guy you got in the
From
argument with?
being from Ohio, Sherrod Brown is a complete ass. Thank you.
and Jared Brown says it's time to bury the label Rust Belt.
Oh, how are you going to bring back the steel industry, Sherrod Brown? Like, how are you going to fucking do
What
that?
used to be
This is
called Rust Belt
ridiculous.
become the home.
Sherrod Brown is George W. Bush if he read more books.
And with all the bright spots in our economy,
Sherrod Brown, I actually know him personally.
record job growth, higher wages.
He
Ugh.
seems like somebody I would want to go commit crimes with and then pretend that they didn't happen.
robbing them of gains
He
they
doesn't
thought
have
they
much of
were
a personality, to be
able to steal.
honest.
My type of guy.
That's why my top priority is getting this under control.
You'll take the fault for this one, right?
Economy will
Sure.
work back faster
Take the
than most
fault
anyone
for
predicted.
blame, Sherrod Brown.
That businesses had a hard time hiring enough people because
Is
of
he
the
your
pandemic
neighbor?
to keep up
My
production.
rims
No,
don't
my
like
dad.
me,
My
but
dad
lack of
actually gave him
personality.
voice
You didn't
lessons.
have people
I don't know,
making
it was a whole
those
thing.
beams that went in.
I
the
just
building.
assumed there are like 5
Wow.
people in Ohio.
Factory was closed.
Actually, it's the
And
seventh
it's also
most
disrupted
populous
the
state in the
global
United
supply chain.
States.
You're the only person I know is from there, and I'm pretty sure you're not even really there.
Oh wait, I'm trying to get Dion on. Wait, I'm sending him.
I think he said he's driving.
1/3
Oh,
of all the
he's not
inflation was
home.
because of automobile sales. There weren't enough semiconductors to make all the cars that people wanted to buy.
Okay, he said,
And guess what?
I wish I could join, but I'm not home. So
ultimately
I'm
make
sending him this very kind
SOTU
message as a
vehicles
friend.
well. And so
It's
we
well,
have a
fuck
choice.
off.
One way to fight inflation is to drive down wages and make Americans
I
poor.
hope he takes it kindly.
I think I have a better idea to fight inflation.
Man, yeah, we
Lowering
could use your
costs, not
humor
the
right now.
wages.
Like,
I know.
Do you think that Joe Biden thinks that this guy is doing a good job pretending to be him?
Probably. I just want to get Dion to get on one night while we're playing like
Make more
Jackbox party
cars and
games. I think he'd be a
semiconductors in
hoot.
America. More infrastructure and innovation.
Guy's named
so
Dave, right?
Remso, what's the
More
movie
goods,
where the guy was
manufacturing
playing the
cheaper in
president because
America.
the president was in a
More
coma?
jobs,
Dave.
good living
Yeah.
in America. Instead of relying on foreign supply chains, let's
So
make it
I buy
in
sparkling
America.
wine by the case.
Wait, he literally just said, "Let's stop relying on foreign supply chains and make it in America." What was one of his first acts as president?
just like
What,
Mike Pence,
pipeline?
copy the other guy. Ooh, accept that. Oh, not the USA chair.
Communists call this
I think
increasing
Congress got
productive
like a
capacity of our
got
economy,
good ice
of
in
our
the ice
economy.
maker, and Nancy's
I
just
call
chewing
it
on ice.
Building
Look at
a
that good
better
ice.
America.
They started filling the coolers with like acid and Viagra. They're all just like, yeah, America!
Will lower your cost and lower the debt.
Woo!
17 Nobel laureates in economics.
Oh wait,
My plan will ease long-term inflationary pressures. Top business leaders, and I believe most Americans support the plan.
17 Nobels
plan.
and laureates,
First,
guys.
cut the
Yeah.
cost of prescription drugs.
But how do we do that? How do we do
Yeah.
that?
We pay more.
Make a law. You pass a
But
law, and it makes it. It
It
fixes it.
doesn't matter if it inflates
company
prices
America than any other country in
exponentially.
the world.
We cut the cost.
Just look at insulin. 1 in 10 Americans.
If
has
it costs too much,
diabetes.
then there's no supply anymore because
Virginia,
nobody
I met a
nobody makes
13-year-old
money.
boy,
So
the
they quit
handsome
making
young
it.
man.
1 in 10 Americans has diabetes. To be honest, what
Does that
does
kid
say
have
about America?
diabetes?
He and his dad both
That
have
kid
type
doesn't
1
have diabetes, does he?
He's too young
Could
to have
be.
diabetes.
His child.
Oh wait,
It's type 1.
Oh shit, he has diabetes.
That's not even. That's
You guys are picking on a kid with diabetes. Send your hate mail
Scott
to
Malkison from South
Trish
Park.
at gingerarchy.com and
Gonna get canceled.
on the run.
My name is Scott Malkison, and I have diabetes.
Imagine what it's like to look at your child who needs insulin.
Send
to
hate
stay
mail
healthy
to Reinhold at
and have no idea how
wearelibertarians.com.
in God's name you're going to be able
That's
to
where I
pay
send
for it.
my.
His name is Joshua too, so
What it does
that's
to your family.
a bad mark for him.
It does to your dignity.
Well,
You really
no.
look your child in the eye.
If we want to lower the cost of
Be the
insulin, we
parent.
can do
I
it very
think-
easy.
yeah,
Joe
like
Biden
you
just
can
insinuated
buy
that kid's not
insulin
gonna
from
live.
Mexico for nothing.
Yeah,
You know,
prevent that. Prevent
yesterday, Josh
us
was
from
here
buying
tonight. Yesterday was
things
his birthday.
from other.
Happy
Oh,
birthday, buddy, by the way.
Shay from Facebook.
Look at that kid.
For
Shay from
Joshua,
Facebook.
Look at him.
And 200,000
That is just-
other young people.
What
with
did his
type 1
parents do to
diabetes.
him? Where are they? They're not even sitting next to
He's
him.
like, these people kidnapped me and brought me
No.
here.
He's like, oh, is it time to clap? Clap.
And drug
Wow.
companies
Yes, it
will
does, Jakey
protect
L.
Very well.
Don't be
their
mad.
profit
I don't know.
margin. While we're at it, I know we have great disagreements on this floor with this. Let's let Medicare negotiate.
If he
the
doesn't
price of
clap
prescription
each time
drugs.
Joe says something, they're gonna take away his insulin.
The thing is, it's
Don't
not the-
need
it's
middlemen.
They already.
All the answers are let's put a middleman in between the consumer and the supplier of the product.
Look,
You're never going to get the best price because there's always somebody in there with their hand out trying to
Exactly.
get money from.
$400
It's
a year on their health
ridiculous.
agreement.
Yeah,
As the
like-
song
like-
goes, you're never gonna get it, and you're never gonna get it, and you're never gonna get it, and that's just that over and over and over.
There's also tons of regulation when it comes into the medical industry for just compliance sake.
Let's
Like,
cut energy costs for families.
I literally
Energy.
have,
Oh, we're going to talk about
$100 a year
energy
by
now, folks.
combating climate
Oh,
change.
man.
Let's
No.
The
provide
government is expert on that.
investment tax
Let's
credits
go
to
with
weatherize your home and your business.
why it's called.
Yes,
Why?
we're going to weatherize our
Get a
home.
tax credit for it. Double
We're
American
going to fight
clean energy.
global
That's
warming by
existed since
allowing more
freaking George
nuclear
Bush.
power plants.
What is he even talking
Yeah.
about? The energy tax credit has existed for 20 years.
AOC. Whoop, whoop.
Folks,
I think Remzo wanted to date her.
I mean, she's pretty. I'm not going to lie.
Not my type.
Is
I'm
she?
more of like a
Is she?
president of Croatia type of guy.
I know.
Folks,
Not thick enough, is she?
cost of child
No. He needs to be
Cut the cost of child
Right.
care.
Whoa. Honestly, childcare is expensive because of the regulations they put onto it.
Exactly.
Childcare is
Like,
very
one of the major
inexpensive,
cities in
but if you
America,
have to
you pay
have
up
a
to
daycare with
$14,000 a year
certifications,
for
all those other
childcare
things they
per
pack
child.
onto it, so just having a little old lady watch kids,
I was a single
you make
dad
it
for
bad.
5
You
years,
made it
raising two
expensive.
kids
You
at home.
let a little Croatian lady
I had a mom,
watch your
dad,
kids. She going to charge you $100 a week.
She can charge
But
me
once you-
whatever she wants if she looks like Madam President.
Pay more than 7% of their income to care for the young children.
All right, Dion. First off,
Yeah, and I told you to join. Get out of your car and join.
I know that look.
Childcare and half
My
of
mom
those
has given me
families.
that look at church,
And help parents, including millions of women who left
and I
the
knew,
workforce
like, oh
during
yeah,
the
moment
pandemic
we go home,
because they couldn't afford
I need this church
childcare.
service to last forever.
Yeah, but Joe, what did that to them? Like, how could
Generating
you?
economic growth. My plan
The
doesn't
biggest
stop
problem
there.
with
Includes home and
politicians
long-term
is that
care.
they don't recognize what the real problem, the underlying problem is. They're just trying to spackle fixes on top of the
Reinhold, the
cracking
real
wall.
problem is they're not making enough money from those deals.
Nobody.
Oh.
Let me say this again. Nobody
Right people
earning
aren't.
less
Yeah.
than
Yeah.
$400,000 a year will pay an additional penny in new taxes.
That's
ooh.
Joe.
Effing
You're gonna
chat,
be paying
you think this
so
is
much
real?
money.
Maybe I wish I made 400,000.
We'll just
and we-
print what we
Do
need.
you know what? The largest
If we
tax
took the
is
ballot in this floor,
inflation.
that we'd all
For
agree
real.
that the
I've got all
present
this
tax system
USD and
ain't
Galt's just
fair.
laughing at me. It's terrible. You know,
We have to fix it. I'm not looking to
I
punish
see
anybody.
Galt laughing at
I'm not
me.
looking to
Let's make
punish anybody.
corporations
Oh,
Those
we're all
kids
about
you're
to
looking
get
for, you
punished.
did it.
in the fair share. Look,
Inflation
last
is
year,
the worst tax on the
Oh,
middle
it's
class.
grandma
and
giveaway.
You did it.
Oh my god.
like
Oh,
God,
man.
Elizabeth Warren.
Tom Carper,
Sit down. I don't
I'm
know
just
what your
glad
flower
that-
is, but sit down.
I'm just glad we have a real Native American there representing us.
In America.
Right.
More corporations incorporated in America than every other state in America combined. And I still won 36.
man.
I feel really represented by
The
her.
point is, even they understand they should pay just a fair share. Last year, 55 of the Fortune
Fine, fair
500
share.
companies,
Oh, this
What
is
did you
totally
pay,
not.
Joe?
$1 in
That's
profit.
not Joe Biden because that guy obviously got an erection when he said that.
Yeah.
Fair share.
I want you to
Look,
know I paid
not fair.
$6,500 in daycare
That's
last
why I
year.
proposed the 50% minimum
$6,500.
tax rate for corporations.
I know, but it's one of the lowest.
Have you considered having your child watch itself?
In the G7 and other
See, I
meetings
thought about
overseas, we're
that.
able to
I
put
really
together, I was
did,
able to be somewhat
but
helpful.
I realized she could
130 countries
go in the
agree on a
fridge and
global
get
minimum
food for
tax rate.
herself, and that's
So
bad for
companies
me
can't
because
get out of paying their taxes
she
at
eats
home
my
by
food,
shipping
and,
jobs and
and I
factories
and I
Harry,
hate
have
that.
you considered that the government's
raise
going to give like
billions of dollars.
free
That's
preschool
why I propose
and
closing
raise her
loopholes
for
for the very
you?
wealthy who
Did
don't
you even
pay
consider that you should be
pay a
really
lower
thankful for
tax rate
that?
than a teacher and
Here's
a
the thing.
firefighter.
I have told
plan,
my
but we have to
daughter
go more
that I am
detailed
sending
later.
her to public school,
I'm
but
gonna
it's
grow,
just
we will
daycare,
grow
free
the
daycare,
economy.
and school
Lower the
happens
cost
when
of
she gets
family.
home.
So what are we waiting for?
It's like, what? Like,
Get this done. We
you
all
could
know
go
we've
here,
gotta make
play,
changes.
have fun with your friends. When you get home, then we'll learn.
Folks,
Oh, folks, we're doing folks again.
My kid is going to be that kid in high school.
while
Like,
you're
this
at
kid
it,
does nothing but aces the test.
confirm my nominee for the Federal Reserve, which plays
Yay, Fed!
Oh, yay, the Federal Reserve.
The
It-
Fed, yeah,
Yay.
the Fed.
Who is his nominee for the Fed? I don't even know.
And the Fed, apparently, he said the Fed is fighting inflation. Guys, the Fed is fighting inflation. Totally.
It's like
one of-
asking the
it
Klan
is
to
one of
fight
their-
racism.
Right.
It is one of their
Same
jobs.
fucking
They are
thing.
supposed to control the gas and brake pedal on inflation. But the problem is that then Congress came and said, okay, now we also want you to control the unemployment. We don't want unemployment going up high or whatever. So then they're at odds with each other. They're never going to do it. So then they just give up. And do whatever.
I'm still in amazement. Like you make complete sense, but that Joe Biden literally just said the Fed is going to fight inflation. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever.
We're all done causing their own problems. We're gonna shift the blame elsewhere.
It's so ridiculous.
Wonder if he's going to have like
a lot
the
of
third
days I
State of the
enjoy
Union
being an
too.
anarchist. Most days I don't, but this is one of the ones that I do.
Half of what it was before I took office. The only
Those are
president
not
who
Nancy
cut the
Pelosi's
deficit
real
by more
tits.
than $1 trillion in a single year.
He said the deficit is half of what it was when he took office.
Demanding more
Did
competition.
he just say that?
I'm a capitalist.
I think he did.
Capitalism without competition is not capitalism. Capitalism without
Are you
competition
talking
is
about capitalism, Joe
exploitation.
Biden?
It
Let
drives
them have the
up
terms.
profits.
Let them have the word. They can have it.
It's
I
not a
don't want
social.
capitalism
You have to
anyways. I don't want capitalism anyway. That's their word. They
Their
made that
profits
word.
go
Let them
up
have
and
it.
your prices go
I
up and they
want
don't have to.
Capitalist
I want
forever.
Small
I want a
businesses and
market
families
And
that is
they're
regulated by
I need
people
not
who
tell
use the
some of my
market. That's what I
Republican
want.
friends from those states.
That's what
Guess
I want.
what?
Look
We
at
got
Mitch
four
McConnell. Look
basic
at his
meat
fucking
packing
ass.
facilities.
Somebody please get me out of here.
Play with them, or you don't get to play at all.
Damn it.
Brr.
And you pay a hell of a lot more.
Turtle.
A lot more.
We'll go back to Brand's
what's happening
office.
with
He's got
ocean
that new
carriers?
Pokemon
Moving
game.
goods in and out
Do
of
you
America.
ever just feel like you're
During
watching
the
like
pandemic,
Saturday Night Live
half a
satire, but
dozen
it's actually not. It's just our
foreign-owned
government.
companies raised prices by
Look
And I
at
say
Pete.
our loosely.
Look at Pete. Look, I want to be at home
and
with
made record
my
profits.
kids. To
Tonight,
here.
I'm
Why am
announcing
I
a
here?
crackdown on those companies overcharging
Oh, yeah, the
American
check,
businesses
the
and
paycheck.
consumers. Folks,
Who are they cracking down on?
Talk about the crack
People who charge
pipe.
too much for stuff.
Give us our crack pipe.
Talk
Give us
about the crack
Give us
pipe.
our crack pipes.
and as Wall Street firms take over more nursing homes,
Oh,
Volume goes
Wall
through the
Street's
gone
taking
down.
over the nursing homes. That's where the money is, folks.
that
Right,
is
it
the
is.
one.
It is where the money is.
Medicare
You get ready to
is
get
going to set
boomers getting
higher
ready to
standards for
retire.
nursing
They
homes
have spent all
and
their
make sure
retirement
loved
on
ones get the
Quaaludes,
care they
cars, and
deserve and what they
McMansions
expect
that the
and will
millennial
look
generation
closer.
can't afford.
We're
They're
also gonna
going
cut
into
costs
nursing
to keep
homes.
the
I'm
economy
sorry.
going
They're
strong
all most
giving
of the
workers a
majority of
fair
them are going
shot.
to nursing homes.
Provide more
Well, the thing
training
is, we just found out that
required
hedge funds own
still
10% of all the
dream.
homes on the market right now.
Let's pass the
Yeah.
paycheck.
Did you see
fairness
like the
act.
Fisher's
Yeah,
mayor
yeah,
here in
I
Indiana
did see
pissed off
that.
about that?
Which I mean
Minimum
leads
wage to
to
$15 an
obviously
hour.
there's huge inflation, but there is a
Extend the
ridiculous
child
amount of
tax credit.
inflation in
No
the
one
market
has
price
to
of
raise
homes.
a family.
Yeah,
The mayor
it's
Fisher's
insane.
ticked
Let's
off
increase
that
Pell
all these
Grants,
like, oh, I
increase
can't believe
our
all these
support
rental
rate,
houses,
TCU.
build more single, more
And invest.
multi-use, like multi-family,
Jill,
low-income housing.
our first
Then
lady
all
who
these
teaches
pieces won't have
full-time,
this rental
calls
houses.
America's
Is the reason why
best
the
Did we
small
just
town.
clap for
community
Susan
college.
Collins, who's like the most lukewarm person that's ever existed?
Let's
Just give her a
pass the
clap.
PRO Act. When the majority of workers
Oh,
want to
yeah.
form a union, they shouldn't be able to be stopped. When we invest in our workers and we build an economy from the bottom up and the middle out together, we can do something we haven't done in a long time. time. build a better America. For more than 2 years, COVID has impacted every decision.
America great again.
In the life of this nation.
Yeah, that's basically
I'm
that.
tired, frustrated, and exhausted.
Oh,
It doesn't even count the close to 1 million people who sit at a dining room table or a kitchen table and look at an empty chair because they lost somebody. But I also know this, because of the progress we've made, because of your resilience and the tools that we have been provided by this Congress,
Split out
tonight I
one of
can
her leg
say we're
hairs.
moving forward safely back to a more normal routine.
Gnome
We've
routine.
reached a new moment in the fight against
I like gnome
COVID-19,
routines.
There's a D&D
where
game that's
severe
happening
cases
after
are
this,
down
and he's
to a
getting
level
ready to
not
play
seen
as
since
Gnome.
July of last year. Just a few days ago, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention issued a new mask guidelines. Under the new guidelines, most Americans and most of the country can now go mask-free.
Oh wow! Thank you, government.
Oh,
thank
thank
you for
you.
giving us a mask-free existence.
Okay, this just broke online. The U.S. will join allies in closing airspace to Russian airplanes amid conflict in Ukraine.
I know some are talking.
We're doing another Libya. Yeah.
This is going to end really well,
Just accept living.
as it always does.
We'll continue to combat the virus as we do.
Do you
Honestly,
think we're
like
gonna
the-
starve out the
Because
Russians
this virus
eventually?
mutates and
Honestly,
spreads.
the best thing
We
we
have
should
to stay
probably
on guard.
honestly we should probably do is just
Here are
ask,
4 common
see if
sense steps
Ukrainian wants
as
to
we move
buy
forward
some
safely, in my view.
UK
First,
some American prisoners.
Stay protected with
You
vaccines
want
and
some
treatments.
prisoners?
We know how incredibly effective
They have
vaccines
enough.
are.
What?
If you're vaccinated and boosted,
I know the
you
13th
have the
Amendment
highest
work.
degree of protection.
All right,
We'll
that's
never
bad.
give
I
up
go
on
to war
vaccines
criminal
and
mode. I apologize. I apologize for
This
that.
is just,
Kids under
you
5
know, like
need their
we
vaccines.
can all joke about all this, but it's supremely
Scientists
depressing.
are working hard to get
Yeah.
that done. We'll be ready with plenty of vaccines. if and when
I
they
think
do.
the only person
We're
who's
all
talking
ready.
any sense is Wicked
We
Kinder.
are
We should just
also
declare
ready
war on
with
viruses
antiviral
already. Come on.
treatments.
I don't know why we're
To
not.
get COVID-19, the Pfizer.
Can we
pill
also
That
is
just-
airspace thing you're talking
anti-
about, that was only for American airspace, right?
I've ordered more pills.
Let me
than
pull it back
anyone
up.
in the world has.
Yeah, I think it says
Pfizer
here, it
is
says
working overtime to get
Are
us
these
some
pills for
million
Hunter?
pills this month,
Oh, okay.
and more than
I don't
double that
know.
next
These
month.
pills, I think these pills are
And
for
now
Hunter.
we're launching the test.
Yeah, Reinhold, you were right.
Yeah.
The U.S. is
Flanking
now
right here.
following Canada and the European Union in banning Russian planes from its airspace in retaliation. You're right.
Folks,
Why is Nadler wearing a mask?
It's just gotta
he
wear.
doesn't want to catch it. He's too old. He probably
Crap! I have
Honestly,
that.
Yeah.
I have that tie.
Perhaps
I
some
have
other
that tie that
government
Nadler has. I'm throwing
it's
it away.
honestly probably his
and
face.
3 high-quality masks.
Anyways,
We're leaving no one
if they
behind.
really
We're
want to
ignoring
hurt
anyone's
Russia,
needs
right?
as we
I'm
move
gonna put
forward.
this out there.
On testing, we've
Sell
made
India
hundreds of millions
F-35s.
of tests available, and you can order
What?
them for free
You
to your
s-
doorstep.
Start selling India
And
weapons.
we've already ordered free tests.
That'll hit
Jesus,
Russia.
Harry, that's a
India is
wonderful
supporting
idea.
Russia,
That's a
though.
horrible idea.
Another
What?
group of
It's
tests.
great. It's a great idea.
No, it's a
It's a great
horrible
idea.
idea.
It's awesome.
Starting next
How
Yeah,
about
week.
let's
this?
arm the largest, most
Second,
populous, probably
we
the
must
most
I thought you were
prepare-
saying we should
populated country.
Arm India.
sell the
Great.
F-35s to
God.
Russia because they don't
No.
work.
No.
If necessary, we'll be
Now
able
you're
to
really
develop new
thinking
vaccines
Reinhold.
in the
Now you're
holidays instead
really
of
thinking.
maybe months or years. And if Congress
let's-
is
let's
right,
Bankrupt and
take a
trying to keep
Russian-
things
I,
up in the
re-
air.
I really
F-35s are
feel like
junk.
Harry has always wanted
Ready to
India to like
I can't
cream
promise you
China.
where it won't
Like
come.
I think that's
But I
been
can't-
his
I
like
can't
whole.
He wants a nuclear war over Tibet.
within our power to be
fine.
ready if it does.
You're
And then the
Right.
Dalai Lama
Harry-
uses judo energy to create a force field.
Harry,
Stop
it's
it.
true.
You can end the shutdown
Personally,
of schools and
I
businesses.
just want
We have the
Japan
tools we
also to
need.
change their constitution so they can
It's time
have
for
an
America
offensive
to get back
force,
to work and
have
fill
an
our great
army,
Well,
downtown
and a
it's-
navy.
You should send them a
Yeah, that's
strongly
our
worded
requirement.
letter.
safe and
Huh?
begin to
Totally.
return to their offices.
No, it's
It's our
in
requirement
Japan's
that they don't
constitution.
have a force.
It's
Vast
in
majority of
Japan's
federal
constitution,
workers
also written.
Right, but
there
we
that
made
they
him
have
put
to
it in
change-
there, and we won't let him
Right.
take it out.
They have to
Let's keep
change
it
that.
that
No, they
way.
can vote to
Our
change
kids
that.
need to be in school.
You know what's
and
really
we
funny,
would
guys?
cut
All,
our support for him if they
all
did
three
that.
of you, the American president is speaking, and we don't give two fucks, and we're talking about India and China.
He's not
I
my
wouldn't care
president.
what he's
It's
saying.
really funny. Why my own
All the
president?
State of the
Not my
Union
president.
is a stump speech where he promises the world to everybody. It's not going to cost anything, and it's all going to be wonderful and great. And it never, ever, ever happens. This is all performance. It's a performative thing.
Most statist aggressors are well gifted in theater.
Of course, continuing
I
this
just
costs
want him
money.
to say malarkey.
So I'm not
Personally,
surprised
I,
we'll be back to see y'all.
I've got a shot of
Yeah,
whiskey
you know,
right here.
he's like a little more like his words are much better chosen lately, and I miss his old Joe-isms. Just for
That's
the fun
not
of it.
Joe Biden.
I hope you'll
I
pass.
know,
Oh,
right?
it's his body double. Of
It's
course.
the rubber man.
We've sent 400.
I do miss.
Last time I
do
saw
miss some
the
of
actual
his.
Joe Biden
112
was on
countries.
the
Any nation on earth.
epic rap battles of history when they had him and Donald Trump going at each other. That's the last time you really saw Joe Biden.
The best Joe Biden impression I ever saw was Woody Harrelson. Oh my god!
You know, we've
Fucking
lost so
dead
much
on.
in COVID-19.
Woody
I like how
Harrelson.
Saturday Night Live tried out a bunch of different people. Yeah, tried out a bunch of people for.
Woody Harrelson was too realistic. They were like, "Oh, we can't do that one. That one's
Woody, you
bad."
did a great job. You're never invited back.
Yeah.
I'm watching
good
vaccine
job.
talk right now, y'all,
What it is.
because you know I'm crazy.
Disease.
Oh.
Let's stop seeing each other as enemies and start seeing each other for who we are, fellow Americans.
Find them in the streets, at the petrol station, and restaurants.
Look,
Call them
Look
out
at
at
he
the
that.
said look,
liquor
and it got a
store,
huge.
at the Walmart, at the Shake and Bake.
We
Piggly Wiggly. Don't forget the Piggly Wiggly.
At the Piggly Wiggly.
We can't change how divided we've been. Like I'm gonna
change how to move
All I'm
interpret
saying,
this for you.
and
all I'm
COVID-19
saying,
and
you
other
know.
issues that we must face together.
Oh, should we?
I recently visited
Can
New York
Colin
City Police
just calm
Department
down
days
the,
after the funerals of officer.
The shoulder
I don't.
pads.
I
It's
feel
not
like
the
she
80s. It's not the 80s anymore. We can just come down just 20%.
she has some shoulder pads going
Just
on.
20%.
She has like about.
This shouldn't be that
I would
much
say they're
wider than her
full
arms
2-inch
are.
shoulder pads.
Rivera was 22 years old.
Just like his.
Dominican
You can
American.
look.
Tim
Look,
Scott.
see,
Who grew up in the
look.
same
Tim Scott be like,
streets
he
that
worked on
later
them
chose
shoulders.
to
Okay,
parole
there's no shoulder pad that he worked on
as
those.
police
Okay,
officers.
Kamo, like I bought these,
spoke with
just
their
like my
families.
hair.
And I told them
Oh,
they were
Oh,
forever indebted
guys,
for their
listen.
sacrifice.
Joe Biden spoke to police
Will
officers about
carry on their
things, so
mission to
we should
restore the
listen to
trust and
this.
safety.
I
of the
was.
community deserve.
They
Can we get-
sacrifice
Some of
their
you
lives for
around
us.
for a
I
while.
Apparently.
just want to get back on the defund the
I've worked
police
with you on
bandwagon.
these
Can we get
issues
back on
for a
that?
long time.
Do you know how much
No one-
bravery is required
Investigating
to shut down
confidential
somebody's
and
business
policing
in front of their children
cops who walk the
and then
Shoot their
beat them when
dog.
they refuse?
Yeah.
You can restore trust and safety.
I don't
Shoot
think
their
you
dog in front of 'em.
understand the state of dogs in America right
Well,
now.
it's because the good cops, the
Let's
quote
come
unquote
together
good
and
cops
protect our
that are,
communities, restore
or
trust,
community
and
police
hold
officers that
law
actually did for the
enforcement
good.
accountable.
They all quit.
That's why the
Most of them
Justice
have quit.
They did.
has
Most of them
required
quit, or
body
they
cameras,
were given desk
banned
jobs
chokeholds, and
because
restricted
people
no-knock
like the
warrants for
psychopaths cops
That's
know
why the
that they are
American
good
Rescue
guys.
Plan
They know
Right.
they're good guys.
that you
Well,
all
you're
provided
exactly right, Henry.
$350 billion.
You know?
That's
I'm
the
waiting. I'm
same.
waiting for the part of the speech when he actually gets to immigration.
Hire more
Those
police,
are the people that
invest
Joe
in more
Biden is
proven
speaking to.
strategy.
Yay, cops! Yay, cops! Congratulations.
Proven strategies like community violence interruption, trusted messengers.
Community violence interruption.
Because that has worked so well.
I'm sorry. I
We should
have
all agree the
worked
answer is
on
not to
police.
defund the police.
What would help really is
Who just yelled back?
if he would just stop the drug war.
Fund them.
If he would just if he would just make it legal, pot legal nationwide. We're no longer enforcing that.
Fund them with resources.
We would need a third of the police that we have.
Right.
Yeah, but
Right.
Dennis, I'm sorry. That's a really ridiculous point because how would all the private prisons profit at that point? I mean, think
Well,
about
if
them
it's
and their
legal,
families.
if it's legal, then you get to tax it.
Think
and
about
you
all
get
the
to
people that are
regulate
interested
it.
in private prisons. How would they survive? How would they fund
They,
their
they
families?
switch. They
Trish, we have
switch over
other laws. We
to
have other
pot
laws.
dispensaries.
I asked Congress to pass.
A lot of people are buying into this pot dispensaries because it's coming. So he's trying. All the people are trying to get in there.
Yeah,
But then you regulate it. You can tax it. You can have all kinds of money off of it.
decriminal.
Have you heard about the shootouts that are happening between like ATF and from armored vans leaving Colorado?
Who is this lady? What's she doing? What she's doing?
Yes,
church stuff.
Jesus.
She's got church stuff going on. Magazines to help 100. Wait.
Yeah, we need to limit our weaponry as we're telling Ukraine to get armed and go fight.
The only one.
Whoa! Anybody that goes to shoot up a school is like.
Did he just say that you're going to be allowed to sue firearms manufacturers?
That's what he wants. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Lives. The most fundamental right.
And tobacco companies.
Right
Listen, I know that a lot of people hate Lauren,
and look,
but she is straight fire. She is cute, crazy, but she is hot.
This is why we can't have nice
Britain
things.
MTG are so nuts, man. Those.
We know you were in. Oh God damn it!
Tonight I call on
the hot to crazy ratio is like
the Vote Act,
hot off the charts.
John Lewis Act, Voting Rights Act.
It's like wouldn't want to marry her, but oh dear God, I want to take her out for a weekend.
Like you want to at least tell your guys, it's like we used to have a thing.
Okay, all right. Watch the
I'm gonna
sentence.
tell you right now.
Dedicated his life to serve this country. Justice Breyer.
You keep going.
What are you gonna tell us?
Constitutional.
No, look at him.
What?
He's like, yeah, I'm gonna be dead soon. Thanks, though.
Justice Breyer. Thank you for your.
Breyer's like, God, take me. I don't want this anymore.
He literally looks. What in the hell is he doing?
God, take me.
Stop it.
He's having a hard.
Sit down, old man.
He's like, I'm getting out of here. Getting out of here.
Making me nervous.
I don't want to live.
No matter what your ideology, we all know.
Can he get a dental hygienist, please? I have a dental hygienist.
Is nominating someone to serve.
But once that kid with diabetes dies, he's taking his teeth.
As I did 4 days ago, I've nominated the Circuit Court of
I
Appeal.
took Metamucil. Had a bowel movement.
Angie Brown Jackson.
Say her name again.
I do have good things to say about his nominee. So
I haven't researched her yet.
I had Supreme Court nominee.
Is she
yeah,
good?
she's a defense attorney.
I don't know a lot.
Okay.
Well, but that doesn't always mean the best thing. I'm not saying I'm a big fan of most of them, but that doesn't always mean that they haven't worked for this.
From a family of
heard good things.
Yeah, Reinhold usually knows good people.
Okay.
Since she's been
Of
nominated,
course, Reinhold just started doing research, right? Give him a month, and then Reinhold.
Yeah, even Reason was like, this is like
Democrats
Gorsuch.
Reinhold's going to be here next month.
Have fun without me.
All right, it's fine. Give me some cheese curds.
Yeah.
Fix the immigration system.
Thanks, Renzo. Because I had this open
Wait a minute.
for like a sculpture.
That's all you said about this?
What
He said he's going to secure the border. So Ted Cruz jumped up and applauded because that's what he wants, right? And fix the immigration system. What does that mean? Fix it. How are you going to fix it?
Like cutting edge scanners.
Fix it.
To better detect drug smuggling. We've set up joint patrols with Mexico and
Stop with the drugs. You don't have to worry about the drug smuggling.
Putting in place dedicated immigration judges in significant larger number, so families.
Immigration judges are by and large the worst human beings in the world.
Well, and not just that, we want more immigration judges so we can have the 3-year-olds being brought in front of them and having to explain why they want to be silent.
Horrible people.
They're wearing sunflowers, Trish. It's for Ukraine.
Generation of immigrants to this land.
You know what? They should just all sing Imagine.
Provide a pathway to citizenship for dreamers.
That's reference to the grandma who's
right, which was cool, but I mean,
revise our laws so businesses have workers they need.
That's where the Democrats start applauding because we're going to give migrant workers back in here.
Economically smart thing to do.
Which we kind of need migrant workers.
No, we definitely do. But
we
the
need
thing
a
is,
lot
they're
of
not
workers.
going to bring them back in the same way.
We need everybody. We need to open up, get some people in here so we can get some people making our McDonald's sandwiches.
Hey.
Well, that's the thing.
Calm
it's
down,
like if you don't want to pay like a certain amount, then don't be mad about the Mexican willing to like.
No, I just want them to. to come in and
protecting
put
the rights
money
of
into the
women.
Social Security system and not take
Constitutional
any
right
out.
affirmed by Roe v. Wade.
Well, that's actually what immigrants do, ironically.
That Ponzi
We
scheme
want to go forward, not
needs
backwards. We must
cannon
protect
fodder.
access to
Okay,
healthcare.
Need that.
Preserve a woman's right to
The
choose.
MLM first level.
Whether
Right?
he wrote this one. Who is
Maternal
this
health
woman?
care
I
for
don't know
all
her.
Americans.
They keep panning to her.
I don't know. Remzo was supposed to look her up.
That's
I blame
Amy
Remzo. Let's blame Remzo.
LGBTQ
He's not here,
Americans.
so let's blame him.
Let's finally get
Yeah,
the
we should.
bipartisan Equality Act. to my
Hashtag
desk.
blame Remzo. That should
Yeah,
go
hashtag-
viral too.
yeah, hashtag blame
State
Remzo.
laws
It's Remzo's
targeting
fault.
transgender Americans and their families. It's simply wrong. And I've said last year, especially to our younger transgender Americans.
Oh,
No, no,
Texas
Trish,
right now.
speaking of like
Disgusting.
other screens, have you checked
So
out
you
the
can be yourself and reach your
LokiWall.com,
God-given potential.
our R&D test screen?
Folks,
Over there.
I don't know. My Fitbit's telling me it's time to go to bed.
It is 10 o'clock. That's fine.
all
Yeah,
our
but
peers, we
before
do
you go
not
to bed,
agree.
you go check out LokiWall.com.
And that-
Check it out.
Oh.
It's our
we
little
do
like
agree
a
on a
test
lot more
streaming
Very
things
website.
we
nice.
acknowledge.
Is this little
I signed
Harry's?
80
Is this
bipartisan
Harry's
This
little like
is-
side project?
Yeah, this is R&D
From
Wall
preventing
Real
government
Libertarians
shutdowns,
R&D project
protecting
here,
Asian
so we can
Americans
keep
from
streaming even
spills
though
to
we ever
combat
get cut
crime,
off. We can keep streaming.
reforming
like it.
military justice.
All right,
And we'll
I'm
strengthen
going to have to go to
voluntary
bed because I have to
that
get up
I first
5
built
a.m.
3 decades
I'm gonna
ago.
get up at 4. But,
It's
yeah.
important.
Oh, so are you saying you're more badass than me, Harry?
It's important
Yes.
for us to show,
All right. Well,
Let me
you probably
check my
are.
schedule.
show the nation.
Yes, it's
We
fine.
can come
It's
together
fine.
to do
Can you,
big
could
things.
you, oh wait,
Tonight,
like
I'm
I was just gonna
hoping
say,
lead the
like
agenda for the nation.
Pelosi and Harris had a
Four big
moment
things
where
we
they
can
looked
do
at each
together.
other.
hmm
I think it was
First,
planned.
Beat
It's
the
very
opioid
nice.
Probably,
epidemic.
probably.
They were like, chip, chip, chip. Oh, we like each other. Yeah.
We like each other.
Oh,
Look
they're
at
doing
us.
it again.
Increase funding for prevention.
Oh,
treatment,
and there's
harm reduction,
Cortez.
and recovery. Get rid of outdated
Yeah,
rules.
my first real meeting tomorrow is at 1 p.m. So I've
that
got the
stop
morning
doctors
free
prescribing treatments.
ish.
Stop the flow of illicit drugs by
can't.
working with
Write
state and local law
documentation in the
enforcement
morning.
to go after the traffickers.
I hung.
Yeah.
Suffering from addiction.
What?
Hung
We
low
just
key.
jumped to
You
like
know
5
you're not
different
alone.
things in this speech right
I
here.
believe in recovery.
I don't know what
and
just
I
happened.
celebrate the 23 million.
Oh wait,
23 million
I
Americans in
can't take it
recovery.
anymore.
Second, let's
You
take
can
on
jump
mental
out, I
health.
understand. Thanks for
Bless
thanks
you
for
all.
hanging out.
Children whose
Thanks, Trish.
lives
Wow,
education
that's a lot of
have been
hairspray. All right,
turned
good
upside
night, y'all.
down.
Right.
American Rescue Plan gave schools money to hire teachers and
Hairspray or a wig?
for lost learning. I urge every parent
Combination of the two.
to make sure
maybe?
your school does just that. They have the money. We can all play a part. Sign up to be a tutor or a mentor. Children were also struggling before the pandemic, bullying, violence, trauma, and the harms of social media. As
You
Francis
could have just said bully.
Haugen, who is here tonight with us, has shown, we must hold social media platforms accountable for the national experiment.
Oh, this is the fake Facebook whistleblower.
Yeah,
He's really an
that's what that
activist.
is.
He's not really a whistleblower at all. And it's not called Facebook anymore. Joe, it's Meta. It's Meta now. They're called Meta.
Thank you. Thank you for the courage you
Let's get
showed.
meta with it, man.
And it's really
It's time to
courage.
strengthen privacy protections.
Is it courage to do what you were told to do by Mark Zuckerberg so that you can become
Demand tech companies
your
stop
in into the federal
holding
government?
personal data on our children.
We already
And
do
let's
that,
get
though.
all
We already
Americans
banned that.
the
We've
mental
got
health
laws
services they
for
need.
that.
More people.
Just not enforced. We're not following the laws that protect the people.
Full parity between physical and mental health care if we treat it that way in our insurance. Look,
Covered in my insurance. I don't know what you're
Why is
talking
the
about.
Oscar trophy the balcony?
I want
Yeah.
dental insurance to be covered as medical insurance. How about that?
Oh, man. Right? Right?
veterans are the
Half the
backbone.
reason
Insurance
I
is
think some
horrible.
people are messed up is
of
because
this
they don't
country.
have dental
They're the
insurance.
best of us. I've always believed.
My insurance, the best I can get, my company, my dental insurance is like $1,500 a year.
Those and their family when they
And
come
so when my
home.
wife needed $10,000 worth of work,
Providing
we have to try and space it out over 2 or 3 years to even afford it.
now helping lower income
And then it doesn't cover, we don't cover implants. So you can't get implants with dental insurance.
faced
You have to
in
pay
rap
for it out of
face
pocket,
many dangers.
Oof.
One being
which is like 20 grand.
breathing in toxic smoke from burn pits.
I know. It's
Many of you
I gotta
have
put it
been
this
there.
way, like
I've been in and out of Iraq and
paying for
Afghanistan
just a
over
dental
40
hygienist,
times.
like which $100 out of
These
my
burn
pocket
pits that
every like
incinerate
few
waste
months is
waste of
cheaper than
war,
anything else I've ever
medical,
dealt with. It's just like
and hazardous
because it's just like
materials, jet
constantly
fuel, and
someone
so much
looking at my
more.
teeth.
And they come home.
And the thing is, too, is
Many of the
her
world's
teeth weren't
fittest
bad
and
because she wasn't
best
taking care
warriors
of
in
them.
the world.
She had immaculate teeth.
Never
Yeah.
Just
the
that
same.
after the cancer,
Headaches,
the chemo
dizziness.
destroyed
For cancer, that would
because it
put
destroyed
down
her gums.
a flag draped coffin.
So that's, I mean, she went from having one cavity her whole life
Mhm.
to all of her teeth falling out within a year.
One of
Oh
those,
my God! I
one of
couldn't.
those soldiers was my son, Major Bo Biden.
Yeah.
I don't know for sure if the burn pit that
That
he
should be a medical explanation of why it needs done, right?
in
She
Iraq,
needs to get her teeth out because it's going to make her sick,
Kosovo,
Right.
and it's caused by the cancer.
his brain
Mhm.
Oh, but that's specifically
so many
called out in our insurance that
So
they
I'm
can't
here
cover any dental for any
to
medical
find
reasons
out
whatsoever.
everything we can.
You know, I had a doctor saying that it was
Military
medical.
families like Danielle Robinson
reasons,
from
right?
Ohio,
They still wouldn't do it.
widow of Sergeant
Jesus.
First Class Heath Robinson,
So it's like every way I could get screwed, I get screwed.
Army National Guard,
Oof.
combat medic in Kosovo and Iraq, stationed near Baghdad, just yards.
I feel like I should like
from
throw up a
burn
map
pits the size
of where
football
Kosovo
fields.
is for people.
Danielle
If they
is
can
here
remember
with
this
us tonight.
Kosovo.
They love going to Ohio State football games.
Wearing a mask or no mask? I just want to know. Yeah, excuse me.
Almost all the Michigan people right there.
And he loved building Legos with their daughter. But cancer from prolonged exposure to burn pits ravaged Heath's lungs and body. Danielle says Heath was a fighter to the very end. He didn't know how to stop fighting, and neither did she. Through her pain, she found purpose to demand that we do better. Tonight, Danielle, we are going to do better. The VA is pioneering new ways of linking toxic exposure to disease, already helping more veterans get benefits. And tonight, I'm announcing we're expanding eligibility to veterans suffering from 9 respiratory cancers. I'm also calling on Congress to
Do we
pass
just-
a law to make sure
All right,
veterans
I feel like
devastated
I'm
by
not in the
toxic
best position
exposure
to talk about
in
how
Iraq and
awful
Afghanistan
VA is because
finally
I would
get
have to
the
deal with it
benefits of the
as
comprehensive
a
health care
bystander of watching veterans go in the VA. But all right, I am not, and I don't have the best relationship with my father. Like, we do not talk. We do not call each other, right? He hurts himself, gets sent to the VA. I get a phone call from him. Like I said, I
cancer
don't
as
get a
we
call
know it.
from him. And I get a phone call.
This is
I pick it
personal.
up, see what he wants, right? And he's just like, I'm at the VA, get me out of here. That's the only thing he wants. Get me out of here.
Well, I'm supposed to be able to go to the VA for anything related to my knees. Like, oh, you can get knee replacement surgery.
This is personal
So
to me.
not from the VA. I'm not doing that.
So many
Let them work on me.
Not going
lost
to
so
VA
many
to that
love.
much.
My
And
grandfather
that's
broke
just-
his hip and went to the VA, and you know he was able to get up and walk around again. But
Cause of death in America, second
I don't know.
only
I
to
just
last month
I'm not a fan.
planned to supercharge
Right. The
I'm a
VA
vet.
President Obama asked
should
us
be
6
a
years
shining
ago.
example of how you
Our
take
goal
care
is
of
to
it,
cut
but it's
cancer
not.
death rates
It's not.
by at least 50%.
Well,
for the next
yeah,
25 years.
you should take care of your service people. I'm a technically a disabled veteran, right? So I didn't serve in any wars. I didn't get hurt in combat. So blah blah blah. I understand that, but
More support for patients.
I don't
and
get
families.
anything. I mean, I don't even get
Get there. I call on Congress to fund what
even
I call
acknowledgement that I'm even a veteran half the time, right?
advanced research.
So I've got student loans. I can't get them discharged or anything like that, or anything. Hey, you know, I'm a disabled vet. Maybe you could help me out here. No, that's not going to work.
It's not going to
The
happen.
internet, GPS, and so much more to make our forces more safer and be able to wage
Medical things going on. Oh no, we don't care. You know,
ARPA will have
not
a
related to
singular
your
purpose
service disability. Then we're not
drive
going to take care
breakthroughs
of
in
it.
Cancer, Alzheimer's, and
Hey, Ryan, do you want the admin
more.
credentials on this server?
A
Do you want to come look at
unity agenda for
the
the nation.
utilities and stuff like, see
We
what this
can
thing
do
is
these things. It's
working
within
with
our
underneath the
power.
hood?
And I don't
With
see
the other
a
streaming
partisan
server?
edge to any
Are you
one of
curious
those
or?
things.
Yeah, if you want to send them to me, I won't look at them tonight, but I'll look at them later.
I'm probably going to
gathered
destroy
in
the
a sacred
server,
space.
you know, in the morning.
Why?
The citadel of democracy.
It's going to cost you $4 a
in this
month,
capital.
6 cents an hour, sir.
Generation after generation.
Is it on Azure?
Created great questions. Made great
Digital
strides,
Ocean, I'm cheap. Okay,
and have done
cheap,
great
sir.
things.
Cheap. I was good.
We fought for
This is
freedom.
the.
I get a certain number of credits every month for Azure.
All right, boys, we're switching to Azure.
We built the strongest, freest and most prosperous.
I think we used to be able to get like $100 credit or something
Now
for
is the
being a
hour.
part of certain. I can't remember if it's part of the MSDN or
Responsibility.
whatever.
I used
Our
all my
test
zero
of
credits
resolve
for
and
Rupert Kids.
conscience of history itself.
Work can afford to pay it. Why are you using your free credits for work?
This generation is formed.
No,
Our
no,
purpose is
Rupert Kids is
found.
like my.
Our
Oh,
future
Rupert
is
Kids.
formed.
Oh, okay.
Rupert Kids says that. This
That's-
is
yeah.
this is Wall's credit
We'll
card
meet the
I'm using.
test.
By Wall's credit card, I
Protect
mean
freedom and
Harry's
liberty.
credit card and
Expand fairness
Spangle.
and opportunity.
I just
And we
show
will
him the
save
invoice I would pay,
democracy.
and then
As
what
hard as those
I
times
get
have been,
from
I'm
Twitch.
more optimistic about America today.
Instead of
than
paying
I've
the
been my
tithes
whole
to
life,
Chris,
because
I just take
see
it out of
the
that
future
invoice.
that's within our grasp.
Yes, if
Because I
anyone
know
wants
there's
to know,
simply
like the money that you
nothing
pay through
beyond our
Twitch, you
capacity-
send
our
to me for
capacity.
Twitch. I pay a
We're the
tithe
only
to
nation on earth that has
Chris
always
for it.
turned every crisis we faced into an opportunity.
Right, and
The
intentionally
only
use the word
nation that can be
tithe.
defined by a single word: possibilities. So on this night, on our
No other nation that can be
225th
defined by
anniversary,
possibilities.
I've
You hear
come
that?
to report on the state of the nation, the state of the union.
Do a jumping
And my
jack.
report is this: the state of the union is strong because you, the American people, are strong. We are stronger today. We are stronger today than we were a year ago.
Are we? Are we?
we'll be strong.
Wrestle
That's
here.
why you need all this money given back.
How,
to you.
how
Take
many
from you.
National
This is
Guard
our
troops do
moment.
you have outside
To meet and
for some
overcome the
truckers?
challenges of our
I just want to know
time.
how
And
many
we
National Guard
will.
troops?
As one people,
Not from Florida.
United States of America. God bless you all, and may God protect.
And you know
our
there's hardly any truckers coming, right?
Right.
Go
If the
get
truckers
it.
are smart, they go to Disney World. They
had
go
like
to Florida.
I think they had like 30 or 40 in the they're like not talking
Yeah.
numbers anymore. They
Yeah.
were supposed to have thousands.
If they're smart, they just block Florida. They only let trucks into Florida. No. We don't let anyone in Florida. No.
Oh, he cut in right at an hour, didn't he? 1 hour and 2 minutes. Yeah.
Yep. Hey, that ketamine's got cuts out.
Well, you gotta.
Right now struggling.
Look at him. Look at
to
him. Like,
survive.
The longer you go, the more
Right.
chance of an issue.
Yep.
The president moving on
cut that off.
after 15, 20 minutes of talking about Ukraine, moving on to talk about the challenges of his administration.
All I'm saying, if Spike Cohen was
Domestic,
president,
healthcare,
we would just get into the
voting
memes.
rights,
Like, oh, right.
the
Some
strength
of y'all
of the
made
country,
memes
and then as
about
you
me.
hear
Let's
in the
talk
last
about
few
that.
minutes, moments of the speech, coming back to democracy.
Everybody who made memes about me are going to have a visit
The nation to
from
come together,
this new
saying this is
department that I've created in the police, and we're going to pick you up and have a talk.
of history itself. He said it is in this moment that our
It's a-
character is formed, the character of this generation, our purpose is found, our future
Well,
is
I
formed.
do want to say
The president
thanks,
making
Ryan
the
Holm, for
point,
jumping in. Everyone else has
to
jumped in
appeal
here, like
to unity
Ramzo,
at a time
Trish,
when
Spangle, like
people
everyone
so
giving here.
clearly divided politically.
Jan, even
You
virtually.
know,
Leave the
you know what? I
House
should have sent the.
chamber.
I should have sent the link to Christy. Christy, we should have sent you the link so you could have jumped in here. Why not send the link to Christy? I just thought about that.
In the House.
I'm blaming Spangle for that.
Reading
We should have sent the link to Christy
of
so
the
Christy could
Senate.
have jumped in.
We saw Democrats cheering more than we did Republicans.
I think it'd been great.
But there were times when we saw people across both sides of the House chamber cheering.
It's General
We have
Social Justice Warrior.
correspondents, joining us as we watch President Biden.
Of course, I will
move.
say
We
that for
also
the
have
safety
our
of the
analyst,
screen.
Jonathan Capehart with the Washington Post, Peter Wehner, who writes for the Atlantic magazine. Jonathan Capehart, I want to
Here,
come to
let
you.
me. I'm gonna
I was-
lower the volume some more. Here we go. All right, so I do appreciate all
Hey,
the
it's
golden.
Molly. I like him.
Yeah, I do appreciate all the gold and blue going through it. It is impressive to watch, like watching everyone, like basically have the same, the sentiment, like like standing with Ukraine. Like I will give them props from that, but just the same sentiment. Like I should tell everyone, is like, listen, you can be invaded at any time. You saw how this built up. The idea that you're just going to start passing out weapons and getting good secure, like a good outcome, that it can't happen. I get it. I want to live in this utopia world too, where we don't have to have weapons and can be in peace, but I don't live in that world.
Why we don't get invaded is because they know that we have guns. I mean, that's why
Right.
Japan never invaded our homeland,
Yeah.
the mainland, because they knew they were going to get shot.
Right. It's hard. There's too many guns, and it's too hard to move that many like troops across that much ocean. Can United States be bombed into nothingness? Yes, it can. Yes, it can. No denying that. But you've won nothing. You've won nothing. You spent a lot of money to win a crater. Okay, the thing that makes America valuable to invade, to do anything to, is its infrastructure. And if you destroy it,
part of the problem. That's part of the problem with Ukraine is that he
Right.
doesn't want to destroy Ukraine because there's all this infrastructure in place. He wants to utilize. He wants to. It's like a gem, right? He's got
Right.
natural resources. He's got industries, things he wants to control, and you can't just destroy that stuff. And if they did bomb the United States, what are they going to do? I mean, then they have to land here and take over, and then you're going to have Red Dawn going all over the place. It will still be here. I mean, there'll still be pockets of resistance, so it's still going to be an ugly fight.
Yeah, and like I said, it's all like you have destroyed the infrastructure, the thing that made it all valuable. Yeah, Russia can go through, bomb the whole thing, flatten everything out. Boom. Cool. You have gotten land that needs to be developed. You're going to spend billions to trillions of dollars building a country. Good luck. What was the point then?
You build that country up, and then those people go, "Yeah, we're tired of you telling us what to do," and they kick you out.
Right. It's you
look what happened to Iraq. I mean, we bombed the ever-loving crap out of them.
Correct.
And Afghanistan.
Correct.
What did we gain?
Correct. Would have been better, just like, if you make a shining jewel of a city, like, would you like to connect to this? Do you want a part of this? What did they have
the
over
Cold
there?
War was blue jeans and rock and roll, right? I mean, it wasn't
correct. Yeah.
It wasn't bombs or anything like that.
Yeah. I will know.
People
I
wanted
will,
freedom.
I will know. Like, I remember being like completely confused about the whole like Soviet area and also like the East West Germany thing, because one, went to public school and around in the 90s, and I flip my lid like when I sit there like, whoa, what happened to East and West Germany? I think it happened in Europe. I'm like, no, the map right here, it says East and West Germany. What do you mean this new map? I'm like, oh, stuff happened. What do you mean stuff happened? Of course, like that happened, the early 90s before I had like a class tell me what the hell happened in the world, Then
it wasn't that long after that there was no East and West Germany anymore. So
yeah, which I
still remember when it happened. Oh man, I still remember the day when that wall fell.
Like I watched it happen, like on the news and stuff.
You didn't
I
get
remember. I had no idea what the hell was going on,
Yeah.
and I just watched my teacher like look at him like, I don't understand why we're watching this. This is stupid. I don't get it. And it wasn't until older, like, you think back on that, you watched a clip of it, and I'm like, seen this. Holy smokes! I watched this as a kid, and you give no attention to it, like, oh crap.
Well, that happened to me when I was a young kid, and they interrupted. I was with my grandparents because my parents were out on a doing something, so they were watching me. I was probably, I don't remember how old I was.
Yeah. About
6
Christmas
maybe.
Addicts. Yeah, about Christmas Addicts.
Again,
or the Revolution. Yep.
Yeah, they were probably going to the drive. Anyway, they hit.
Sorry.
What happened was that they interrupted all the TV shows that I was watching, and you couldn't get away with it then. I mean, then when they interrupted TV for the president to speak, it was every channel. You're out of luck, right? There's only 3 of them. But it was Nixon resigning. And I'm just like, get this guy off my TV. I want to watch the show I was watching, And then you go back and you think about it and you're like, oh, that was a big moment. But
wow.
You notice it.
Wow, you got to see Nixon resigning in real time? It's just like, yeah, but cartoons.
I was 6, What do I know?
My daughter would be completely upset if something like that was happening. I was trying to show her.
I was actually watching a science fiction movie, a really bad one too.
I was trying
about
to
aliens who are taking over brains. It was just I wanted to see them. I was watching the show and it was just gone.
I took her remote and her tablet, and I was trying to watch some of the news that was going on with Ukraine on the TV in the living room with my daughter. And I was trying to get her to, like, I wasn't looking at the death and stuff. It's what was going on, so she could witness it. I go to the bathroom, And she goes to my office, finds my remote, turns the TV, starts putting cartoons on. I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like, this is a historical moment. You need to watch this. You need to see what's going on. You know?
Homework. This is why I talked about school being here. This is school. You're watching this.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Which I do feel kind of bad when she does go to school full time, with the idea that, like, when she completely understands that your dad doesn't care about what your grade you bring home from the daycare that you go to. Okay, that's a daycare. Okay, that's just daycare. When you come home, we're studying. I've got your books, your real homework, and only thing you have to worry about is the test when it's all done. You know, other than that, Dad doesn't care.
Good enough grades to graduate and get a scholarship into college. So I'll pay for it.
Well, she got a 501. What is it? Not 501. What is it? The stupid retirement plan. What is that called? The not retirement plan. What is it? The Indiana college fund plan. What is it called? Like 502 or something like that. I forget what it's called.
I'm not going to be able to have kids.
A 529 plan. 529 plan. Yeah.
I've pushed that out of my brain. I mean, I know it exists, but I don't know any details.
Yeah. You can donate oobs into the 529 plan, though. Which half the time when people go like, what should I get your daughter for her birthday or Christmas present? I'm like, here's your 529 plan. This is how you donate into it. This is how you write off your taxes. It's okay. All right. I'm telling you, this is a better option. But I want to get her something. She's an only child, and one of her grandmother, this is her only grandbaby. She's got toys. She's good. Okay. All right. So that is true. That is true. Fortunately, it looks like so basically on the thing Sherry said, academic scholarships are sadly not as plentiful as sports scholarships. That is correct. But fortunately for my daughter, she has gotten a lot of my height as of late. She looks like she's going to get a lot of my height, which she gets my height, my strength, with her mother's constitution score, which, you know, like her mother could throw a really fast softball in her time. She was like on a lot of the traveling teams for softball, and hers like, so if she can do a little softball, maybe volleyball. Well, what about basketball? I know basketball, but women's volleyball pays a lot more money. Okay, it has a lot better scholarships. Women's basketball suffers because it's too big too soon. Yeah, no. Honestly, I'm sorry. Real take. The WNBA is good basketball. The problem is it's too big too soon. They don't have as much talent as the NBA has talent. It got too big, too fast, too soon. Too many people trying to put their fingers in WNBA to make all that money too fast.
They wanted to have a team where all the NBA teams have a WNBA team too, and then that's too much, right? So
right, it's too much. It's
six teams at first, and then they expand out.
It's too much, right? The WNBA has a lot of good players, but they don't have enough to fill like that massive league. And the NBA almost went bankrupt trying to. Do you still hear the chat? All right. The WNBA is good fundamental basketball. Okay. All right. Good.
Nobody wants to see. That's why we watch the NBA, where they can travel and they can do all kinds of stuff.
All right. So Shay said, my girls are over 6 foot, 5'10", aren't athletic. They luckily found a school that threw money at them as they were already 2 years of college. Yeah. If you're tall, honestly, if you just put your hands up, you can get on most teams. Okay. All right. But the WNBA suffered. Also, the WNBA, a couple of things. They should lower the basket. Okay. Just lower it a little bit. Also, remove the 3-point line. Just remove it. Increase the paint size. Okay. let's get some, like get that European, paint.
Trapezoid lane.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Oh my god. No. Not gonna reference that. No. The WNBA can't be good. I believe in the WNBA has the capability of being a good alternative. The other thing with the WNBA is they play at a different time, because if I want to watch basketball, I want to watch basketball. If I want to watch football, I want to watch football. I think the WNBA should have kind of the same schedule as the NBA. So you're like, kind of like, I want to watch a basketball team. We are not, know what? Back to politics. Back to politics. Back to politics. You guys got me on the NBA. Dion over here, awful hot takes. But the WNBA, which is a good league, he just doesn't understand fundamental basketball. Right. It is entertaining, Dion. It is. You just need more alcohol, okay? All right. So back to the State of the Union. Let's wrap the State of the Union up. All right, hold. It's almost 10:30. Let's wrap this episode out. Let's close this thing out. No. What did you say about the State of the Union?
So here's the thing about State of the Union. It was a lot of fluff about how great everything's going to be and it's not going to cost us anything, while talking about solutions to problems that won't solve the problems with the solutions they're offering, because they're not identifying what the problem really is, and going, protectionist on the border, which is incredible to me that we have Biden, who's accused of opening the border and bringing in illegal immigrants through planes late at night into all these cities, is actually worse on the immigration than Trump was, at a time when we have not enough workers. So why isn't that one of the most important things you're talking about, is opening up the market for labor instead of having a protectionist market for labor? Bring more people in here, let them work, let them do things, let them start businesses, let them take jobs that are open and we're looking for people to take, to fill. So instead we got a lot of talk about all the great things that we could do if we just pass all of the bills that he wants to pass. And I got to check this out. I swear he said that the deficit is half of what it was when he took office.
Yeah.
I need to look at that, because I don't know how he's making that claim. So I'm sure there's going to be some fact checkers going on with all this. So I need to figure out where he's getting that at, because
little Mike,
if that's true, it's big if true, is the saying. But
yeah.
I got a feeling it's quite right.
Use that Mike Pence calculator. You can get anything happen. Like, oh, look, half now.
Well, it's like how Clinton said that he balanced the budget when he never did.
He balanced. Anyways, he Kosovo
on paper, you might be able to say that if you do some fancy accounting and not include certain things. But if you look at the amount of money we owed, the debt to the penny at the end of each fiscal year, it never went down. And I don't know how you can have a balanced budget and not have that debt go down at all.
Right. It's
you do that because you've got, we're not going to count all the Social Security money we're stealing. And it wasn't his choice to do it. It was law that he had to do the way he did it, but it still cooked the books.
Is it? Oh, are you talking about Clinton? Okay, sorry. I thought you were talking about Biden. Like, Biden's been in office for over 50 years, and so is Nancy Pelosi. Like, he's been in there for all these time. It is their fault. It's their fault. And that's the worst thing about like all of this, is all these old ass white people telling us none of this crap is their fault. None of us is their fault. Like, You've been in office
Are you
for
trying
so
to live?
long. It is your fault. All of this is your fault.
Well,
It's your fault.
They're talking about we need to get rid of all the student loans or pay off all the student loans, and I'm whatever. If you want to do that, I'd rather you spend the money doing that than bail out a bunch of businesses.
Exactly.
I'd rather bail out the people. That's fine.
Yeah.
But then he's the one who made it that bad.
Yeah. But before
he's not going to do anything about it.
Before we bail out any student loans, I want to bail out the mechanics who has Snap-on loans. Okay, I want to bail out that HVAC technician who's behind on a truck loan. I want to bail that guy out first. If we're bailing anyone out.
And if you're going to bail them out, don't bail them out until you fix the problem, because you're just going to perpetuate it.
Right. Allow students to bankrupt on these loans. Will solve a lot of the problem. Like, hey, starting in 2023, you can bankrupt student loans. You will watch the student loan crisis come to an end.
If I could have done that, if I could have filed bankruptcy on my student loans 30 years ago or 20 years ago or whatever, I'd have been 7 years dealing with it on my credit report. It would have been cleaned off, done with, moved on. I would be in good financial shape now. Instead, I've got this thing following me and just screwing me over and over and over again. So,
it'd be a thing people would do. Get married in their 20s, file bankruptcy on their student loans, sit in an island somewhere, make cash in some island, then come back to the United States. It's just something that we do. But no, you allow students to file bankruptcy, they'll solve itself. Just like a lot of the medical, you want to know why a lot of companies will, like a lot of hospitals will work with you on paying money, because you can file bankruptcy on your medical bills. Woo! How much? Bankruptcy, back off. Whoa! We'll work with you. We'll work with you.
When I get my student loans get sold, and then all the interest that was amortized gets rounded back into my base, that they do that trick all the time to make it just bigger and bigger and bigger. So it's almost impossible to pay it off. While they're doing that, if I had the opportunity to call them up and say, look, I'm going to file bankruptcy unless we make a deal here, they're not going to do that. If I call them up and say, hey, let's make a deal like I can with just about anybody else, if I can have a medical issue or something like that, and they're saying, hey, it's like going to be this much money, and I call them up and say, look, I'll give you 60% of it, and we just call it even, right? And they'll take the deal because they don't have to fight it.
Right.
But the student loan people don't care because they know they're going to get their money. So why would they take a deal?
Right. They don't have to take a deal. You're going to pay. You're going to pay. And if you're not going to pay, you eventually will pay.
Garnish your wages. Trust me. I've seen it happen.
Yeah, we're going to garnish your wages. And then when you die, we're going to collect all that money. We're going to collect it from you. Yeah. Just wait. Until let's say, like, oh, you know what? We got to get, you can't get Social Security because you owe student loans. You're going to pay that money in. It's going to happen. All right. So it is 10:30. We're getting super long in the truth for one, because we live streamed this massive long, like, dinosaur show, and we had so many people in. Now I want to say thank you to everyone that has jumped into the show. I want to thank you to Chris Bangle for jumping in, Remzo. I want to talk to Trish. Thank you for breaking that glass ceiling and jumping in the low key wall. It was nice having you here. Reinhold, thank you for being here. Other than that terrible disaster villain Vincent, who got the invite, didn't show up, sat there in Discord and played video games. You know who you are. Villain. Anyways, yeah. I know he's in that stage of his life. He's like, it's politics. I said, I'm beyond that now. Like, okay, all right,
about
cool.
that. Even though if all the politicians make so many decisions for my life for me, and I should be able to say no, fuck you. But
yeah. Okay. This is like, hey, this is my stream. You have to be nice to me. You have to be nice on me on my stream. Okay. My stream. You have to be nice. Okay, this is my show. You have to be nice to me. Right, Reinhold? Tell them they have to be nice to me. It's my show. Anyway, so my final thought on this whole thing is hashtag not my president, still not my president.
Who's the last year president?
When was my president?
Yeah. When was the last time we had?
That was my president?
Yep.
Let's see. Had to be Andrew Jackson. That guy gave me some gumption. Okay. All right. Now, granted, you've got to overlook that Trail of Tear thing. Just overlook that. Okay, you just got to overlook
all the
that.
little fascism stuff that he was doing. Yeah.
Okay, all right, you got to overlook that. Overlook that. You got to overlook all of that. Okay, I mean, you just got to overlook that stuff. Okay. All right. Once you overlook that, it's okay, right? It's okay. It's okay now. Oh man, yeah. Like I said, this episode's getting longer in the tooth and getting silly. If you listen this far of the episode, thank you, because you've been listening to anything else in the world, but you decided to listen to my voice, and that I thank you. So we're going to end it here. Reinhold, is there anything you want to say before I hit the end button?
Just would like to see the State of the Union actually have some meat in it that people follow through on. But
yeah. Oh yeah.
It's going to happen. So
yeah. The simple fact that we live in a modern age where we have like project management tools, so we can let all kinds of businesses know like what we're doing, what we're planning on doing, and keeping everything up front. But Congress just can't figure out how to do that shit. Goes to tell you what they really care about your opinion and what you want to follow along. Anyway, so Low-Key WAL will be back Friday, right? Reinhold, you'll be fine on Friday to go over our 3x3s. Oh, well, not 3x. Yeah. Was it? Yeah. Because we're doing
slides together this time, don't I? Give them to you.
You don't have to have slides. We just kind of did slides because, like, with our anime, it was easier for just helps condenses. If you want to have slides, Reinhold,
I should have had song experts. I should have had like
you trying to get us copyrighted. You trying to get us copyrighted. That's what you're trying to do, Reinhold. See, like on our other site, lowkeywall.com. You go to lowkeywall.com, then you could probably we could if we streamed there, yeah, you could push that thing out all you want.
But, the action videos, I could just play nothing but Harry Chapin all day long, and then you listen to it.
Yeah, pretty much. But so, so Friday night we'll be back 9:00. We will talking about my personal favorite 8th Mobile Suit Gundam team, which is a continuation of the Universal Century. Let's see, Vincent will be back talking about some manga and his feelings. I don't know. Anyways, Reinhold, you'll be talking about something with dust on it, right? What will you be bringing about?
Pratchett.
Who?
Terry Pratchett.
I don't know. Is this guy important to anything?
Yeah, he's important. He's written over 40.
This hurt me, by the way. I want you to know, me saying that it's sarcastic, like this Terry Pratchett person. It's this important. That hurt. That actually did hurt. That hurt Harry. All right,
there was a recent show called Good Omens. I don't know if you ever saw it, that was out on Amazon recently. That was Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman.
Oh man, that was oof. Gold. Watch Good Omens. It was a good show. All right. Well, thank you everyone. Thanks for listening to Low-Key WAL, and hopefully next time we can do like one of these events and get the entire Weird Libertarians network in. Maybe play some Jackbox party games, or just get everyone in to play some, I don't know, like maybe some, like some dominoes. Personally, honestly, I love some virtual dominoes with everyone, and we'll see how white Chris is when we tell him to clean the kitchen. So anyways, everyone have a good night. Bye, everybody.